Hey guys, Rich here at RCINFORMER. Thanks for coming to join us for the live unbox assembly and hopefully assembly and setup of DYNAM's their new C-47 Skytrain. This apparently is like a newer version of it, so it's supposed to be a lot nicer than the original one. So I was just reading a lot of guys' comments here and stuff. Yeah, it says C-47 Sky strain. So now putting this together might be a strain. We'll see getting it together because it does take some glue and all that stuff. So we'll kind of see how it goes getting it together here. So, but Shadow Ops is here. He's in the house. He says decent bird. I've heard this plane does fly well. So, you know, we'll take a look inside the box in this video and we'll get it all going here. Let's see. And guys, give me some thumbs up if you guys are getting good sound and on video and everything. Let me know if anything is choppy, you know, and also, especially when I switch to the assembly camera, you know, I want to know that that's smooth because I think I had a bad cable last time. Actually, when I did the Katana and the Atlas unbox, which I'm actually going to do an actual filmed version and put it on the channel, so stay tuned. Those are going to be on there because they came out a little choppy, and I think I had a bad cable is what it was. So I changed the cable with a brand new high-speed cable. So I'll be doing unboxings for my channel of these that are not going to be live, but they're going to be kind of just with a really nice 1080p camera, so I can really get more detail so you guys can get into these. You can get these at Horizon Hobby. These are awesome. And again, I'll get those out here soon. But please, guys, let me know about the quality you're getting on the video. Like I said, especially when I switch over to, you know, switch over to the build camera there. So someone says they've got the version 1. Who is it? Flying Fortress says he's got the version 1 that made into a version 2, put an Admiral gyro, and he's loving it. Okay, so I'm going to be without gyro for at least for initially. Pretty efficient too, some guys say. Only real thing I had to do was take the main gear out, sand back plate, and glue something to bite in, and haven't had a gear come out once. Okay, so we'll see how this is. You guys can let me know how this compares to the original one. And I'll show you some of the things I found, because I did go in the box and look a little ahead because I wanted to, you know, kind of evaluate. Sometimes you can't do that off the cuff when you're doing it. And if you look at it closely, I wanted to kind of prepare to show you guys some more stuff about this. Let's see. Yeah, Sky Strain. Yeah, there it is again. Yeah, it's Chinglish, man. Some kind of translation issue there. The instructions are even worse. The only good for packing material. Yeah, okay, I'm getting lots of thumbs up. Guys are saying sounds great. Mike Bird is here from England. Mike, thanks for coming again. We've been in the discussions now with several groups about the giveaway for 20,000 because, you know, as you guys can see, you know, we have hit, you know, 20,000 up here. So we are going to get those giveaways going. We're trying to do it international too. So we're going to kind of see how that works. It's sometimes harder to do that. But anyway, Mike's here from England. Harry Smurf, really looking forward to seeing the girl unboxed. Yeah, let's see. EQRC's in the house. Flying Fortress. Shadow Ops is here. Yeah, Jerry... Pilot Jerry RC, good afternoon. Okay, I'm seeing a few guys in here. We got 32 in here so far. I figure I'll give it a couple of minutes for everybody to kind of come in. I'm going to be putting this on the DX6, brand new. I haven't done a review of this yet. I talked about it a little last time, but I figured, you know what? Sometimes I just don't have too much time for reviews. So, so we'll put it on this radio, and I'll do a review of this later, or soon. So the NX series is the newest radio, you know, coming from Horizon. The new NX series, they have a 6, 8, and 10. It's pretty nice, has a nice display. So we're gonna mess with it here the first time. I haven't really even used it yet, so we'll get to it. So it's got folding antenna, you know, nice display, all that stuff. So nice light up display. Let's see, Flying Fortress. DYNAM has the worst instructions I've ever seen. Yeah, they're kind of like hieroglyphics. They're like symbols that you have to sort of decipher into what they meant for it to be. So there's little pictures. They don't really say much. It's just little pictures of things, and you have to kind of figure it out. But it gets the job done. It's not too hard. I mean, most of these planes are about the same anyway. So, you know, similar from putting them together. So Let's see. Shadow Ops is from Boise, Idaho, so he's checking in there. Jan Carlson, hello. Why do you not use gyro on your planes? I just like to fly them without them. I just like to kind of fight the wind or battle the wind, or kind of fly in the wind and just kind of learn how to or just be able to kind of handle everything. I do fly gyros in most of my E-flite stuff that I get, like the Mustang and those, because they come on there already with AS3X, so it doesn't make sense to take them out. I will probably start putting some in newer models here little by little, but sometimes I can't tell sometimes what the airplane's doing when I have a gyro sometimes, or if the gyro is malfunctioning or it's causing. So I just like to fly them at least first time without them. So, but anyway, but I do like them. Like I said, AS3X is really nice. The new systems from reflexes from FMS are awesome, and I'm probably going to put one of those in the Corsair. So, and actually, speaking of the Corsair, guys, I do have that over here. The status on that, as you guys have seen all my Corsair videos, we're kind of going through it and just sort of little by little improving it. And the plane is great on 8S, as you guys have seen. I'm just waiting for 2 propellers from the factory because we're going to test a new prop that they redesigned after watching all my videos. They were like, yeah, it shouldn't be that slow. So I'm guessing they put more pitch in it, but I don't know. When they arrive, from the factory, I'm going to bolt it on this. And we're going to test it on 6 and 8 sail for you guys. So stay tuned. That's coming soon. So, make sure you hit the notification bell, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And, when we get to flying it with the new prop, we're going to demo it for everybody. That's sort of the next step in the evolution of this thing. So, and then we'll be able to report on that. And if it's good, that's probably what they're going to include in future kits, I would imagine. So, Larry Nyes here from Scotland. All right. Let's see. Would recommend the NS6 or the NX8 from Richard Smith. If you can get the 8, get the 8. If you can get the 10, get the 10. Always get more radio than you think you're going to need, because later, if you get into this, get involved with this. I mean, my DX9, in fact, here, let me grab that. I got that right here. This is my DX9. I'm dying to get the NX10 because I could really, sometimes even with the 9, I need one more channel. Like with my F-14 Tomcat, that's a plane that, man, sometimes I wish I just had one more channel to do something with. So the 9 gets about everything done, but sometimes I need 10. So it's rare, but still buy as much radio as you can. Like I said, if you can get 10, get 10. If you can't afford that, get 8. If you can't, get 6. The good thing about the 6s here is you can fly all the bind and fly stuff with this, because the NX6 is really a 7-channel radio. It has a 7th channel, so you can flip the what is it? You can adjust the rate or whatever, the gains for the gyro. You can switch your AS3X. It's switchable through a 7th channel in this. So it really is 7 channels. So just keep that in mind. This was designed so anybody can fly pretty much all the bind and fly stuff. So that was the intent of the NX6 at a kind of a lower cost. So, but let's see, lots of guys here. Let's see, let me see who else is here. Go back here, okay, we shout up, trying to kind of catch up where I was. This screen is not a touch screen for me. I'm used to a touch screen, so I got to grab the mouse pad and scroll it here. So, yeah, Larry Nyes here from Scotland. Shadow Up says good way of pulling it. Yeah, Air Marshal's here, so Dave's here. Aloha, Rich. Have you gave the Blitz TX9 the Detrum a try? No, I haven't. I haven't really tried any of the Detrum radios. Let's see. Snap Air Marshal's here. JCB 67. I have 8 DYNAM planes, and they all fly great. Yeah, that's from Flying Fortress RC. Yeah, DYNAM stuff is nice, guys. They fly okay. They're not the high fidelity we're used to having, with the other brands. But usually, you get them going, they fly great. I mean, I'm looking at it right now in the corner. Is the videos I did on the PT-17, awesome plane. Comes in the yellow, comes in the blue and yellow also. So, those are awesome flying airplanes. And the other DYNAM plane I have is the Spitfire on floats. That's awesome. If you want to own the float event that you're at, this DYNAM Spitfire. It's just that they're a little rough coming out of the box, especially the Spitfire. So, but you get them going and they fly great. It's for me, from what the way I explain it is, is it's not quite the fidelity of the other models, but they fly really great. But they're sort of like a fixer-upper opportunity, you know, that you need to get once you get them out of the box. If they have little issues, you resolve them, you fix them, and then you go fly them, and they fly great. So, and the prices are usually a little bit less. So, let's see, Rich, your build video is better than any manual. Okay, that's from Don. I keep screwing this one up all the time. Don D. We're going to call him Don D. I can't pronounce that. Don Digito. Egito. All right. Anyway, Don D. That's what we're going to call him from now on. Don D. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm trying to make these things informative. And then we got Les Burnham from Essex, England. DYNAM prop planes are great for taking down the local flying ground. Never been disappointed. Okay. RCI model, Marshall said, let's see, looking forward to the prop test, Rich. Yeah, Mike Bird, just stay tuned. As soon as I get here from the factory, probably any day now, we're going to get out there and do some tests of it. Who else have we got? Dad's Hangar's here. Dad's RC Hangar, he's in the house. All right. Ian Bowen, he's back. Would FMS Reflex work in my FMS Trojan V4T 1700mm? Yeah, it should. And in fact, I think they have files on the website that you can download on fmsmodel.com that set the gains for you for each plane that they have. So I'm going to probably stick one in this Corsair. I'm going to get one in there and see if, you know, the CG, I might be able to pull some of my weight out and use the gyro to stabilize that. You know what I mean? I usually stabilize my planes by getting the CG far enough forward that it has stability at high speed, but you know, the gyro stabilizers or the flight stabilizers, they can take an aft CG or an unstable airplane and smooth them out for you, so you don't need the weight to a certain extent. So plane's still unstable. It's just that the gyro's working for you. So, but you know, either way you do it, it'll work. We'll talk about that. Like I said, I'll put a gyro in there or put the reflex in there. Also, so I can see how the system works with FMS with downloading. Downloading their file for the Corsair, putting it on a blank reflex, which actually it's right here. That's the reflex. I actually have it right here. Putting it on a blank reflex system and then, you know, setting it up in a plane. So that's what I'm going to put. This is going to go there in the Corsair for sure. So let's see. What do we got? Dean Sharp's here. Appreciate all the info on your channel. Many thanks. No, that's what RC Informer is all about, guys. I'm just trying to put out good info. That's what it's always been. It's never really been sales driven. I don't really, you know, it's become a promotional thing. Of course, you know, I promote a lot of planes, but really only the good stuff. So that's why I tell everybody, you know, like if you guys get a plane, you guys want to support the channel, you know, get a shirt down below in our Teespring store. Or if you buy a plane, especially if you buy something, use my links in the description below all my videos. And then those links, and you click on them, they take you to the website to buy these planes. Or even if you don't buy this plane or you buy, you know, something else, anything you purchase through our links, we get a little commission for. That supports us. It doesn't cost you guys a dime more. So that's the best way to support us, because I don't really want to, I don't think I ever will ask guys for money for the channel. I may do a Patreon in the future. I'm thinking about doing that, but I've always tried to keep the channel free, and then we appreciate it if you guys support us by using our links as much as you can. Have an Amazon link, Horizon Hobby, Hobby Zone, BITGO. If you use any of those links and purchase through them, that supports us, guys. We appreciate that, and it's free to you guys to do it too. So, and again, even if you click on a link for this airplane, for example, and you go to get this at BITGO Hobby, or you use one of the Horizon links or something, and you go to the website, but you decide not to get that airplane, but you know, you need some servos, or you're going to buy a radio or something. If you use those links, or if you put those in your cart through the link that you went through my link, we still get a commission for those things too. So that we appreciate that, guys. That's like the best way to help us out. And I like it, like I said, because it costs you guys nothing to do it for us. So we appreciate that. Walroth Aviation, great, Rich. Great work on the testing of the Corsair. Yep, we're getting it going. We will have more of it for you. Rich, I'm building, Reckham Roy's RC, building a DYNAM B26. Yeah, I hear those are a challenge. We'll see. Hopefully they change some stuff on that one. I don't know enough about it, though. I should have brought some tissues up here. I've been having sinus stuff going on, guys. It's been killing me from ascending and descending in airplanes. So I'm on the ground here. Let's see. Let's see. Dave Marshall says he has a little one. Let's see. It doesn't have a full prop sound. Let's see. Who else is in here? Shadow Ops, Wreckham Royce. Charles Putney's in here. I like my DYNAM Hellcat. I wish FMS would make the Hellcat again. Dying to see another Hellcat. Let's see. Shadow Ops. We'll catch the rest later, Rich. Need to mow the lawn. Yeah, no, I get it. Don D said that. Cali RC Pilot, BITGO Hobbies. Cali RC Pilot. BITGO Hobbies, Jing Lee, you should send a demo Blitz DT9 to Rich for his review. He'd be surprised. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll do that, you know. I can talk to Jing about that. Yeah, Jing Lee's the guy at BITGO Hobby who's selling these things. So he's doing his best to bring us planes, guys. So support him. You know, use our links. He's a nice guy over there. He's cool. So I've talked to him a bunch of times. And all the stuff I do with all of these planes, I report like right to him. And he gets to the factory on all this stuff. So I find flaws, issues, problems, suggestions, improvements, and he takes it all in. I mean, he really is kind of working as hard as he can with the factory to improve everything. No doubt the PT-17 is a really nice plane. So I've heard guys tell me that they haven't had really some of the issues that I've had. Other guys have said they have had the same issues. So, but again, to me, it was really small stuff, and it's a great flying plane. So, but support Jing Lee. You know, he's like I said, he's the guy at BITGO who's selling all this stuff. So, you know, please get a plane through my link and help him out and me at the same time. And he's working hard to make things better. Like I said, he absorbs all of this stuff I tell him, and he gets with the factory and says, hey, we need to make it right. And so it's pretty cool. They're real nice over there. Jing's an awesome guy. Let's see. Olson Aviation Crew Chief. Let's see. Wreckham Royce. All right, what do we got? So we got 63 guys in here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll get this party started here. Victor RC Jet, party late there for, don't worry, Victor, we just are about to start here on the plane. So yeah, FMS Hellcat would be sick. They made one. They made a 1400mm years ago. But they discontinued it. So I'm hoping they revamp it like they did with the Corsair and some other planes. So love to see a 1700mm. Hint, hint. Yeah. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Wreckham Royce, hello, Jing Lee. Oh, is he there? Oh, he is. Oh, Jing is the guy, I guess. Is that what we're saying? Oh, that's Cali RC Pilot. Is Jing in here? Usually Jing chimes in. I told him I was doing this today. So I don't know if I saw him in there. Is Jing in here? So love BITGO Hobby, sales, planes, parts, great customer service. Yeah. TNRC, don't forget to hit. The Skytrain looks awesome. It would look different, a different scheme though. No, I like this scheme. These invasion stripes are awesome. So I think what we'll do is we will get to this thing, folks. You guys are getting good sound and video, so we'll go. And it's not a Skytrain, it's a Skystrain. That's just the Chinglish. They screwed up that on the box. So oh well, if that's the biggest thing, not a big deal. Nice airplane, guys. 1470mm. It's 980mm long. Flying weight's 1,200 grams. It has 4 9-gram servos. This airplane has no flaps. This is a nice thing about it. It's simple. It has aileron, elevator, rudder, and throttle. That's it. There's no retractable landing gear. There's no flaps. It's just a simple, and they say, more relaxed experience, happy flight. So again, there's the kind of the Chinglish translation there. So hopefully we'll be happy flying it. And I hear guys really like this thing. So we'll get it going though. This is the I think the plug and play version. There's a ready to fly that comes with a radio, I guess. And then I think there's a bind and fly because there's a Detrum bind and fly version as well. So, but this is the non ready to fly. So you can kind of ignore all this. It doesn't have all that in there. So, but I love the green color with the invasion stripes. This thing should stand out pretty nice. So I don't think there's too much else on the side of the box. You know, they do make a white version of this, which is sort of the airliner version, I guess. They call it the Sky Bus, which is white, just kind of bare foam. So, but I really like that. This is nice on here. I like the green with the invasion stripes. I don't think there's much else on the box here really to look at. So anyway, with that, guys, we are going to get to, let me put this thing up here. we're going to get to the unbox and stuff real quick. Oh, one thing I did want to mention really quick, and mostly I'm doing this just to see if if I got this overlay on here, but let me throw this up here. I did launch, you can see right here, this way, sorry. I did put out a video on Top Gun, another one. It was like kind of a walkthrough when there was a temporary flight restriction, a TFR at Top Gun. So, but I put that video out last night. I just launched it. This is what the thumbnail looks like it. So, but I actually filmed it with my camera, so it wasn't too choppy, and they loaded it up today. And then all the pictures that I was going to show you guys in the last live show, which I couldn't get it working here with this thing, it wouldn't load them up. I just put most of them in there. So if you guys watch this video on my channel, which I just launched yesterday, and this is the thumbnail for it once again, you guys will see like all the photos. There's me and Amy, the kids, a lot of the cool airplanes that were there, a lot of the stuff I brought, Jerry McGee, John Bird, and all of us were flying together. So you'll see all the stills. I put some stills at the beginning. Then I showed you the video just sort of walking through while everybody was on the ground fixing planes. And then at the end, there's more pictures. So check that out. And at the end is all the trophy winners, Mr. Top Guns at the end, and all that stuff, all the guys that won all the awards and everything. So, but anyway, I just wanted to show you what that looked like really fast. So without further delay, what I am going to do is I am going to activate, if everybody's ready to go. Let me see if anybody wrote anything. Let's see, get your glue ready. Yeah, and that's the other thing, guys. I may not do this whole assembly here today because some things I may need to glue and check, and things I don't want to totally put together yet. So we'll kind of play that by ear. So anyway, but we'll do our best with it. Who else is here? Shadow, Dad's RC. John Graham, hi y'all. John Graham's here. Thanks for coming. Jackson RC Aviation. Get some epoxy ready. You're going to want to use epoxy for the landing gear. Actually, I got tape. Well, I'll talk about that. We may or may not use that. I'm going to use foam tack, guys. Foam tack is the best, man. It's the tackiest stuff around. So we're going to do that. In fact, I will probably need a hobby knife too. And I got a 3-cell battery here. I got a little standoff thing I made. I got a receiver. I got some brushes here. I got a servo tester. I think I got what I need. I got my tools down there, so we'll do all this stuff. Brian Chambers, love the invasion stripes. Yeah, there's nothing like having invasion stripes on a dark colored or really any colored airplane. It just makes the whole thing stand out. You get older, you realize that stuff's actually a lot easier to see. So, yeah, I wish it had retracts. Yeah, but I think you need a bigger plane to have retracts on a slightly larger size. Dean Sharp says, caught the video at Top Gun. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, let me transfer over here. If everybody's ready, I'm going to switch over to my other camera here, the build cam. Here we go. Let me transition over. This should go over smoothly. If you guys should see a cardboard box right there. And I'm going to walk over there. So if you guys can do me a favor here, and if you guys can, for me, tell me if you see any lag at all, because I just switched over to this camera. And you can see my hand here. I'm moving it around. Not much is moving here. But could you guys let me know if you're seeing any lag of this video, the unboxing? Because this is where I had a bad cable, I think, last time, and I changed it. So, give me a thumbs up or tell me no lag. There's no lag, or tell me if this is choppy, because that's what I'm trying to sort of test. I got a new camera, new cables on this one for today's show. And I just want to make sure that everything is smooth. They're saying looking good, all good, nice and smooth. I got all high-speed cables. And it looks like you guys are giving me thumbs ups here. So far, so good. Looks great. All right, excellent, guys. Well, this is what the inside of the box here looks like. You guys should see this. This is what you'll get when you open this up. DYNAM just does their stuff, differently. And I actually switch it on my phone. I'm taking my phone right now, guys, and I'm switching over to this so I can see y'all's comments as I do this. So I want to be able to keep up with you guys, and I realize this is probably a good way to do it. Again, guys, this is only my ninth my ninth live, so I'm trying to come up with a way I can do this. So anyway, I got my my handy dandy FMS stand. This thing is the best for kind of doing all this kind of stuff with. So I got links for this stand down below in the description as well. So, but let's get into this thing, folks. I'll start just getting this thing out of the box for everybody. And I got my comments thing here so I can watch. Fuselage is in this section right here. I'm going to flip this thing down. Fuselage is in this section here. And again, I did peek in here, guys. But I wrapped it all back up the way it was coming out of the box because I need to get a little sometimes bead on this stuff ahead of time. So I'm not fumbling with it as much, and I can kind of streamline the video a little more. So fuselage comes like this. And then we've got another box over here with most of the accessories and everything in here. So I'll get this out of here, and you can see I'm just going to sort of dump this all right here, and we'll get rid of that box too. Landing gear, props, tools and stuff, and then we'll get the wings and tails out of here. So let me pull these out. These all come bagged too, and there is a spar in there, so I'll get this out of here, move that over. Let me put these all right here. They're all bagged to protect them and everything. Here's the mid-wing section. Here's the spar. Here's the instructions. There's your hieroglyphic symbols here. We got to follow. Skylord ESC program guide. A couple stars and bars stickers. So 928 of 20, I think. I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, and then more decals. These are all stickers. The DYNAM stickers are really cool, actually. They're kind of nice to put on. You don't have to water transfer anything. You just kind of stick them all on there. Here, let's see if anybody's got any questions. I'm just looking at my phone here. Okay, Ian's from London. Ian Bowen. He's sort of a regular here. Got 70 guys here. Appreciate that. Let's see. Victor RC Jet. All right, very good, guys. Let's get on with it. I'm going to put my phone kind of aside here, and then let's take a look at all this stuff. Let's sort it all out. We'll get everything out of the bags. We'll pull a wing out of here. We're going to kind of just lay everything out for everybody. Looks like this has a protective pad. The finish looks pretty nice. I like it. Nice. Let's get the protector pad off of there. We'll get the tail fins out. Again, I had opened up some of this already, guys, because I just took a sort of a perusal of this ahead of time, just to see if there was, because usually with some of this DYNAM stuff, you got to get kind of farther into some of you got to kind of ad-lib a few things on these planes. But it looks nice. I mean, look at the quality. That's the first time opening up that. Wing looks a little bowed. That can happen sometimes, guys, with these things. If it does, you just bend them back, and we'll talk about that a little bit. This is not a high-stress, high-G model, so... it's not nearly a critical of a thing here if they flex or bent a little bit. So let's see. We'll pull this out, get that thing off of there, and we'll get this fuselage out. And that looks like I've got the rod already. So we'll kind of put everything down here. We'll lay everything out. Again, the decals there. I'll put these aside, and we'll take a look. I'll flip my camera thing here. The decals are super nice. They're stickers, really. So, and I'm going to put these over on the desk. And then the other set of stickers here as well. You can see right there. I'll put that on the desk too so I don't step on them. The instructions, hieroglyphics. And then the wings and fuselage and parts. So, and let's see, let's just kind of get a layout of all of it. Props here. There's your tail surfaces. So real nice. I like the dark color. It's a nice dark, like really dark green. It's pretty cool. So speed controllers here, and let's see. So that's really it, folks. That's the layout. I hope everybody can see all that stuff. That's the layout of all the parts in this thing. You've got your fuselage right down here, and that's got your two tail servos in there. I think your elevator and your rudder, and that's it. That's all that's in there. Speed controller package and everything is here. You got your two wing panels. Your servos are mounted already for those, so that's kind of nice. The motors are in them, so you got to mount the speed controllers when you glue the wing together, put them all in there, and kind of wire them together into the center. You got your two tail fins. Your props that are counter rotating, so that's actually kind of nice. Again, your speed controller package, they're dual Y harness. They're Y harness together already. Landing gear and then accessory bags. There's your spar, and there's your center wing kind of plate there that kind of puts everything together. So I'm looking at everybody's chats and stuff. Let's see. Do you think it can handle 4S? I'm not sure. But we'll see how it does on 3. I guess guys can comment here. Has anybody tried it on 4S? We'll see. We'll see what everybody says. But let's take a look at some of this stuff. You know, here's your fuselage, you know, up close. Let me throw my light on right here. I've got an overhead light I can snap. I want to show you guys here. But you can see here, this is how the canopy comes off. Again, fidelity's not as great as some of the other, you know, brands and stuff, but, you know, these DYNAM plates are meant to get the job done. There's a lot of area here that you can carve out if you need to. There's magnets on the front of this. Just as an example, a 3-cell 2200 pack, you know, this SPEKTRUM here, this goes right, you know, it fits in there. And then you can carve whatever you need to put a bigger battery or shift it forward or back and all that. So so there's space in here for to do what you want. You know, again, you might need to do some carving and all that. I may find a way to put a strap in here. I'll mess with that later so I can strap the battery down, you know, instead of Velcroing it. So that's your canopy. It just tongue and grooves in the back, and then the front has magnets. So, you know, that's about it. That's how that goes in there. So, and then the underside here, it looks like the wing screws on. There's a tongue and groove in the front that the wing kind of plugs in there. And then there's a big old wing bolt here that threads into there. And that's it. That's how the wings go on. There's your 2 servos. This one's for your tail wheel and your rudder. This one's for your elevator. And there's where all your window decals go on. And you guys can see, you should be able to see the finish here of what this looks like. Again, a little rougher. There are stickers to put the windows on here. Again, you can see how this comes up a little bit. Or, you know, maybe you can see through that paint. What I would do, and what I'm probably going to do, is I'll go match this paint over at Lowe's, have them give me a little sample can, and then I'll spray this, and then this will disappear. You won't see that. It's just because of the fact that the white got under there that you can see through. So, and I'll probably spray around this edge, and that'll make that green, that'll make that white line, you know, disappear if you just color it with a matching color. But you can see a little bit the foam cells, but not bad. It's still very, very smooth overall. It's not bubbling up or anything. So they did a pretty good job gluing it together. You can see some of the glue jots, and you see on there, it looks like they probably touched it up at the factory there, or it got smashed a little bit there, maybe packaging, but not bad, not bad. The underside color's nice. Remember, it's a warplane, guys. It's supposed to be, you know, kind of worn looking, I guess. So, and then you can see here they put a Y harness on the rudder and the elevator. I think they did that just to put it in the box. I think this Y harness really is for the ailerons, okay, for the wing. So when I undo this, we'll secure all that and everything. Here's your tail wheel that plugs right in, our tail wheel slot or spot that, you know, wheel collar that the tail wheel just plugs into, and one set screw puts that in place. And then here's your kind of cradle, you know, for your elevator, which fits right on here. Your rudder, which goes right on here, and that's it. There's a little hole here to connect, you know, your push rod for your elevator, which is kind of a strange setup. And in fact, you know what? Let me just jump into those. Let me grab the 2 of these. You can see how these fit. You know, your elevator's real nice. This is pretty quick. Finish is nice on this thing. Really, really pretty smooth. Underside, you know, has your little foam vacuum. You know, your little vacuum holes. I'll zoom in on those. You can see those. But they're few and far between. If you want to get rid of those, which, you know, the underside, who cares? The top side doesn't have any. It's nice and clean. You know, you could lightly just sand that down, match this paint, spray over, you never even notice. So you can see your elevators are separate here, and there's a joiner we'll talk about that goes in the middle, and we'll glue that in and get that up and rolling. So, but you can see how this fits in. It's pretty nice. This just fits right in place. It's actually a very nice fit. I mean, look at that. It just goes together nice. Just make sure it's glued down, and then we're going to put the joiner in. I think the instructions actually show you gluing this in, and then it goes, oh yeah, put the joiner in, which you need to do before you glue this. So anyway, but that's why you're watching this video, so I can show you guys that stuff. So, but you'd figure it out. It's not that hard. And then here's your vertical. You can see this one has a bunch of these little foam vacuum holes, which I'm not real thrilled of, but you know, DYNAM sometimes does that. It would be nice if they could clear this up. It wouldn't be hard just to lightly sand this, clean it up, and then put a coat of paint on it, clean it up if you want to. But also another thing I noticed here, in fact, let me grab my FMS stand here, because I'm going to start putting this on here. Let me just kind of lay that down there while I'm talking about this. You notice that this right here scrapes a little bit. If you run into that, you know, just grab yourself some sandpaper, you know, just kind of stick it between there, and then just kind of run it back and forth. And you probably really want to do this after you glue this on the plane, just because you want to make sure that everything's all glued down and then there's enough space here, because that could snag, you know, it could snag and catch your rudder possibly. So, you know, if you ever run into that, just sand that a little bit. Also, you know, if you've got some cracking in there, which really that's just the paint. I don't think that's the foam that's cracking. It's just the paint that's cracking. But if you have to, you know, take a little bead of foam tack, just kind of run it down there, get yourself a Q-tip or something, and just kind of very carefully make a fillet out of it on both sides, and then just let it sit there and let it dry, and then you'll have a nice sort of rubbery coating, you know, lamination over that. So, but nice overall. And this is where the horn goes for your rudder. So if I back out of this thing a little bit, you can see how actually pretty nice, you know, this whole thing really fits on here. There's a little dot down here. You can see that where everything lines up. So it's actually a nice finish overall. You have to kind of line up the push rod slot, as you can see here, and make sure your elevator. You're going to glue the elevator on first, and which I may do later, but we'll talk about that as we build this. And then this all just sort of glues up. I just screwed that up, didn't I? That's why you got to line that up so it doesn't get this thing screwed up. And then this all fits together nice. You can see that. That's just sort of dry fitting. You can see here how this little pin down here makes sure that this thing lines up nice. So look at the fit. Very nice fit. You can tack this all down, and it's pretty cool. It's a nice tail on it. Again, I haven't even glued anything yet, and it's kind of, that's the tail. It's in place, and that's where your push rod horn's going to go. We'll glue that on, and then your mechanism, your sort of your joining rod there. It's plastic, but your joiner for your elevators goes on there, and we'll kind of talk about that shortly, and some of the things that I did to this. So we'll get to that here in a second. Let me put this down. Let's go over a wing here. Just sort of a quick review of this whole darn thing. Man, the wings are nice. Look how smooth they are. So you can see the cells, but you really can't feel them. It's nice and smooth. If you have a little wing warping like this, you can see it's a little curve to it. You know, just very carefully flex it. There's a little bit of spar right here. Again, this is not a high G, you know, retina detaching maneuver type airplane. So, you know, they may have a little flexing, but just little by little, if you flex this a little bit, you should be able to get the bend out. Maybe even put it out sort of, I hate to say in the sun, but maybe the underside, heat it up a bit, and then get it to go straight. And the more you kind of do this, which I'm just kind of messing with this, you don't want to do it too much because you don't want to break the darn thing, but you can see the wing starts getting straighter and straighter as you do this. So you can do this with foam. You can kind of massage foam and get it to be straighter than it came out of the box. So, and that's what you do a lot of times with, you know, some of these DYNAM planes. Sometimes when you do this, you'll find that the spar actually can pop out, but it looks like they got it glued in there pretty good. So, but anyway, after a little bit of bending, you can see you can kind of pretty much straighten it out. I'll mess with that a little more, but a little bit of glue extra hanging around, the glue strings. So we'll take this off too. There's your prop nut, your prop drive, all that stuff. That all fits on there. It looks like it just tightens down. There's some hubs we can tighten on there. There are aluminum hubs on there. But there's your motor in there. Plastic cowling. Again, not quite the fidelity we see with some brands, but I mean, it's glued on there. Here's your underside piece. Comes off of here. This is where your speed controllers are going to join up. And I believe the speed controllers are going to sit right here, I think. So they just plug right in because there's no wires on the speed controller. They plug right in. They actually soldered the bullets, it looks like, right to the PC board. And these are held in with magnets. So this is kind of the reason why you don't have landing gear on this plane, because they put the speed controllers and everything right here. And that kind of makes it hard to get that all working right. So, but we will see. I'll mess with this. This is my first time really taking a close look at this. Your spar is going to run right across this center. Your wire is going to run down here. You'll have a Y harness. We'll glue all this together. And then the last thing, landing gear goes on, and then the last thing is getting looks like it's getting the spar or the cover on this thing afterwards. So, but overall, pretty nice on the wing. Once again, you know, you got those vacuum ports. They put those on the bottom. That's how they, you know, suck the foam cells into the mold and make it expand everywhere. But you know, sometimes you get that with some of these DYNAMs. These are less than some of the others, but still, it'd be nice if they could get rid of most of these. Nice fairing cover for the servo. Rod and horn are installed. Everything's in there. It looks pretty nice. You know, it looks decent. The lineup looks nice. So pretty good overall, you know, except for the little kind of warping to the wing, and we'll try and get that out. You know, again, just sort of massaging it a little more later, but that's it. You know, nice on the wing here. So let me park this over here, and actually let me take a prop. Actually, let me show you this. The props are counter rotating. They did a pretty cool job with this. You know, normally, you know, it's more expense to make counter rotating props, but you know, they went ahead and they did it with this. So let me put one down, and I'll see how that's going to go. And actually, you know what? They do have a nut kind of drive. You take the nut, the outer nut off, and then you slide this one on. You put the other one on between the washers. But there is a hex drive on this. You can see it right in there, and that fits on over that inner nut. I'm not going to take all the nuts out because I'll lose them right now if I do that. But it has a pretty positive lock with the two nuts to drive it, so not bad. And again, counter rotating. So you know, very nice propeller. It I don't even know if it has a late. What does it say? It's a something times 3. It's an 8060 R3, whatever that is. So looks like it's got a little pitch to it. So, but anyway, let's put that down. Let's put our props down. Here's our spar and our wing cover that go over everything. So we'll be gluing this on here shortly and getting everything going. And then here's our 3 parts bags, actually 4 parts bags. Sorry about that. One really here is the Skylord speed controllers. In fact, I'll show you these kind of one at a time. And sorry, it's a dual. Yeah, it is a dual ESC plane. I'm looking at the messages, guys. I'm kind of just staring at this as I'm talking to you guys. Let's see. Easy to match then. Yes. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Just bought a DYNAM Waco. Need to put it together tomorrow. Yeah. I would put some very light fiberglass to strengthen the cowl. Yeah, you could, but you know, this is Cali Pilot says agree with you on the paint. I'm not sure what he said, but all right, cool. Battery size is 3 cell, 4 cells, 14 with equal more power. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's open this up, since we're going to get all this stuff out of here anyway and try and slap all this together as best we can. We'll get these speed controllers out and kind of inspect them. Again, these are your Skylords, you know, what are they, twin 30s? So pretty nice. And you notice, I've never seen this. Looks like the bullets are actually soldered right to the board. So, and that's why the wires were so short in the wings. You just plug the 3 in. And then you got to run it up, make sure they're spinning the right way, because I don't know which color goes where, so we'll just try. See which way they go. And then it all looks nicely soldered together. I can't see under there, but those are probably okay. You got your Y harness here for your speed controller. And it looks like, you know, they gave us an XT60 connector, which is fine because, you know, that matches up, you know, pretty nice with the EC3 or the IC3 connector. So they're the same bullet size. And just as a note, to make sure bullets fit, like you stick them in with this, they fit nice. You could feel them grab. The ones that you can't use is the XT90 with an EC5. They're a different bullet size, so don't do it. I know I've seen a lot of guys online do it because it seems to work, but there's not a lot of contact there. You can overheat and melt the plug. So those are not compatible. But the 3 series are compatible with these. The 5 series are not compatible with the yellow. So and I wouldn't do it. So, but anyway, there's your speed controller. We'll throw that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this on the desk so I don't step on that. Let's take a look at the landing gear. The landing gear looks pretty neat. It looks like an easy glue, and I don't really foresee any problems, but we'll know when we start putting it together. And you can see how nice these are. It looks like it's got a lot of surface area to glue and contact, and then this is sort of your trailing. And normally this retracts. I think it retracts backwards, like kind of up into the well, but obviously this doesn't have retractable gear. So I think both of these are identical. I don't think one side is kind of different than the other. Ooh, that one's a little sticky, but all right, the wheel's moving well though. That wheel is moving nicely. So, and it'll basically fit up into the airplane like this. So, and we'll see. We'll use foam tack. That's what I'll plan on using to get these in place. The wheels look nice. They're nice foam. Seems to spin well, and just overall pretty nice. So we'll take the landing gears. We'll put those to the side. We'll get the next bag right here. And I'm trying to find right now, I'm doing a search visually right now around the room, trying to find my little tray that I usually use. I think I lost it here. But anyway, here's your bag of parts and tools. They give you the screwdriver, give you the Allen wrench, give you the main wing bolt, tail wheel assembly. They give you the 2 prop nuts, you know, the hubs. And then you know, all these screws. I'm not sure what these screws are for exactly, but I think I'll figure that out as I go along here. So we'll kind of see what those are for. I don't know what those are. So, but anyway, parts bag. So I'm going to leave this in there for right now. And then the last thing to show you guys really is they do give you some glue, and I think the glue in this works pretty good, but I don't know how fast drying it is, so that's why I'm going to use foam tack. Here's your divider, or whatchamacallit, for your joiner for your elevator halves here. So that's kind of what that thing looks like. And then here's your wing plug-in for your center wing bolt. Here's some there's your antenna actually for the top of the fuselage, and then you've got what's the other thing? These are your horns for one's for your rudder. I don't know what the other one's for. They might have just given me two, because I don't know what the other one's for. So, and we'll get these out of the bag. In fact, I'm going to look. I'm going to leave the camera for 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to go look really fast to see if I can find my bowl, or my parts bowl that I usually put this stuff in. It's kind of disappeared on me. It's kind of gone. Let me see if I can find it. Oh no, I found it. Here it is. Sorry, guys. A little momentary lapse of organization here. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bowl. Again, Harbor Freight, guys, get one of these. They're magnetic. And just so you know, magnets don't work on plastic. So, but they'll work on most of obviously the metal stuff. So let me open this thing up here real quick. See if I can pry this open without making everything fly everywhere. And let me get most of this get the screwdriver out of here. Yeah, it's not working the best way. Let me pull that out of there. Try not to make this stuff go flying everywhere. Let's see if I can get these in here, so at least the screws don't run away on me. Screwdriver will stay on there. So we got all our parts in there. This is usually how I try to do this stuff. It just keeps things, you know, organized during the building process here. And then I'll take, let's take this, get these parts open, and we will dump these into the same thing. So let's get these going. So it's going to be a little Hail Mary getting this together because there's gluing to do. So in fact, I'll put the glue aside. And again, I don't know if the glue is quick drying enough. So that's the only reason I'm not going to use it. Just I'm sure it's probably fine, but I know foam tack's going to glue this thing together quickly. But yeah, there's your wing joiner. That's pretty nice. Antenna. That's pretty nice too. There's your horns. They're making some nice horns over there. So and that's the joiner. That's pretty neat. That's for your elevator. So we'll see how that goes down, and we'll start gluing a few things because it takes a little time to glue some of these foam tack things, and then we'll assemble stuff as the glue is drying, because foam tack usually lets you glue things together fairly quickly. So I'm taking some questions here, guys. Let's see, any questions out there? It's a 3x6 prop, is what you're saying. DYNAM labels. Let's see. Yep, it's also for the, okay, good. All right, well, let's get on with this. Let's get to the next phase of this and see what we're gonna glue together first. So what I'm gonna do is start gluing some things on that I know kind of have to go on first, and then so those things can kind of dry as we're doing it. Even though, like I said, foam tack is like a pretty quick way to build. You know, it gets things together quick. And since this is not a real high energy model or anything, I just figured foam tack is good for anything really. But so your horn's going to go on here, one of them. So I'm gonna kind of get that going right off the bat. Let me see how that's just going to fit right in there, I think. So to kind of get that going, get this part going, I'm just going to glue this on here. Oh, and let me do this first. I guess I didn't go through this, but let's go through the hieroglyphics real quick. I'm kind of jumping the gun. You know, here's the instruction manual. You know, you got to read into them a little bit. They give you the throws here, speed controller stuff. These are all the parts. But yeah, here's your hieroglyphic stage here. You start off. In fact, I'm going to fold this. In fact, this is. Oh wait, I take that back. Here's the English part. I was wondering why I couldn't read that. It's like Chinese on the other side or something. So let's see, we'll fold this to make it a little more easier to kind of deal with there. But you can see there's your CG 60-65. We'll talk about that during the flight. I can't really comment on that too much. And then let's flip here. It goes over, gives you all your throws. Again, we'll talk about that during the flight because I really don't know how that's going to translate either to actual flying. And then it shows you with your 11-volt battery, your 3-cell pack. Your parts are here. Shows only one spar, so we're good there. And then again, here we go. Let's start on the Chinglish or the hieroglyphics here. So it says to get the tail on, to glue it in place. And then way down here, it says to put the whatchamacallit. They don't talk ever about putting the joiner. So you got to put the joiner on first, that's kind of one of the things. In fact, actually, I think we will do that one first. So and then you get your vertical on and all that. So we'll get those few things glued on first, and then they have you go to the wing. So and then they have you get the speed controllers and all that. So, but anyway, that's just a snapshot. If you guys wanted to freeze frame that, that's the instructions right there. It's like a series of photos with a tiny bit of text, and it's kind of hieroglyphic-like. You gotta sort of read into that, but not a big deal. This is easy stuff, guys. We'll get this together without a problem. So let's start with the elevator. Let's pull this off of here and kind of see how this thing kind of fits on, because I have not fit one of these on here yet. So this is going to just go like this. You have to glue this in place, and then that's your joiner. So I'm not sure if I'm totally 100%, million confident with the way that goes together, but that's how it is. So it doesn't glue in the middle, it just glues on the ends here. This part here is a little flimsy, so you have to kind of be careful with that, but that's just going to glue down. You're not really going to see that. But so we got to get some glue here, we got to get some glue here. I am going to take really quick a hobby knife now that I'm just doing this sort of off the cuff here, folks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just very carefully just scrape away a little bit of that vacuum thing. Not that it's a big deal. You really I don't think you need to worry about that too much, but I just want to flatten it because there's not a lot of surface area here. And I want to make sure we got good contact there. So, because there's not a lot of contact area there. So I'm just scraping those away a little bit. This is just me doing my thing. So trying to get all that stuff out of there, and that should be good. So that's the only place we're going to have, any sort of glue. From the factory, they would at DYNAM, they would hot glue this. So, and I'm not going to hot glue it. I'm going to foam tack it. And then after the fact later, during the flight demo, I might put a little flat piece of balsa here or piece of wood there to cover over and just kind of give it some more surface area. So, and if I do that, I'll show you that in the video. I'll show that in the flight demo, so stay tuned, because that's what I'm thinking might be a good patch. Take a little square piece of wood, maybe, actually, you know what? 1/64 ply, real thin. Probably just put a square of it there so it kind of increases the surface area of this. Heck, I might even CA that into place with, actually, give me 1 second, walking away from the camera again. Heck, I might even CA this with this new Zappo foam safe stuff. So, but that'll be a way to increase the surface area. But for now, what I'm going to do is get my foam tack out here. Let me pan out just a little bit. I opened up a new foam tack today, so we'll just because I thought I might need some heavy gluing, but we'll see. So what we're going to do is just get some in the slot here. Get some down in there. You don't really need to get it all over the darn place, but there's going to be excess in here too. So, and then same here. And again, I don't know, guys. I haven't done this yet, so we'll see how this holds. This is I'm going by the way DYNAM has done this, and I'm also going to take myself one of these little acid brushes, and you can use whatever you want. Try and make sure that gets in there a little bit. Actually, I don't know if that's really going to help me get that in there. Probably not. You know what I need to do is I probably just need to use the part. So we'll take this. We're just going to kind of stick it in there, and then kind of pull it back out again a couple times, and then I'm going to put some on there as well. So let me pull that off of there just to kind of mix it up. I'm actually using the part to get the glue in there, sort of, as best I can. So, and that'll get it in there. And then let me pull this out. Let me put some on the actual part itself. So I'll kind of lay that down there. And you definitely want to make sure you get enough on this thing. So I'll get that in there. Make sure that's around everywhere. It looks like it's pretty thoroughly covered, though. Maybe not on the inside part. So we'll get some on there, too. Want to make sure there's enough. And again, I think using a square wood later will probably work pretty good. Yeah, there's not a lot on the inside here, so let me put some. Actually, let me get my hand behind that so we can focus on that a little better. Put some in here. Yeah, get some on there. Not perfect here, but this is kind of a hokey part, but hopefully it works. Hopefully it does what it's supposed to be doing. Get some over here too. All right, so that's probably more than enough. It's probably going to ooze out of there when I stick this thing on there. So, but and that's okay. I'm just trying to get. I don't care if there's actually too much glue on there because I want there to be a little extra. And like I said, I'm probably gonna put a plate over there when I'm done. Actually, I'll probably just wipe that clean and then put some glue, put some wood over it later. So you want to put it in, take it out, put it in, take it out, let it form all those kind of stringies. You can see there, little by little, and then pull it out. And then we'll let it tack up. I'm going to take, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to take, if I can, pull this thing off of here. Hang on, I'm reaching back for tools here, guys. So I'm going to try my best, maybe with my finger or with a knife, just to kind of get that glue in the slot, get it off the edge. But like I said, I'm probably going to put a little block of wood over this later. If you guys did something different, let me know. But what we want to do is just let that tack for a bit. And I've got this part that I'm tacking to. You know, I'm just letting the two of these dry up for like a minute or two. So while that's tacking up, I'm going to do the same thing to this. We'll pull this out of here. We'll let that tack while that's going. And we'll do this one as well. I'd love to get some of the paint off of this. Let me try. I'm going to reach back here, grab some tape. Let's see if I can get, I don't know if that's going to work or not. It may not. Just some packing tape. Try and get some of this. Yep, there we go. It works. So I don't know if the other one was big enough to get that off, but you see, if you can get some of that paint off of there, just with some packaging tape, that will help this thing stick a little better. And I don't want to get it off of that part. I'm probably going to do some repainting anyway, so if I take some off where I don't necessarily want to take it off, that's okay, because we'll probably paint this later. But yeah, if you can get this paint off, this paint's coming off so easy. Actually, that might be a problem with the other part, but we'll see. See that? We got a lot of that paint off, and that really will help this to glue on there better. So we're not gluing, you know, a plastic surface or a plastic part to paint. So, but anyway, you can see what that does. Gives us better contact area, and we will glue this baby on there. I think it's ready to go on there. So let's take a little bit more glue. Same deal. While the other part's tacking up, and it should be ready to go when we're ready to do this. So we'll put this all on here. I usually, sorry, don't have that in the middle of the camera. We'll get this in there. Do a little bit of brushing, or use a tool if you have to. Here, let me use, where did I put my brush? Oh, there's my brush. So if we got to use something to get it down in there, you can, or spread it around a little bit. Again, I like to use the actual part. Let me zoom out a little because I'm a little tight. I like to use the actual part to put in there to spread this stuff around. And then same thing, you know, you can see it starts making those strings. I'll put this down somewhere else real quick. And then I'm going to put more on here. So we'll take this, get this thing on here. I don't need a whole lot, so here's where the brush really does come in better handy anyway. Let me get this going here. You don't need too much, but you definitely want to have enough to do this with. All right, there we go. That's on there. Make sure it's pretty thorough. All right, I think we got that. So let's get that in place. We're going to do the same thing we just did. Oh, almost dropped it. We'll do the same thing we did with the tail section or the elevator there. We're going to put that on there, put it in place, and then peel it away. And it forms these strings. Okay, and then as it forms those strings, it begins to kind of tack up. So a lot of times I'll leave this. I'll actually let it hang by the strings. It's kind of hard to see that, but I'll let it hang by, I'll put the part aside, and then when it's tacked up, we'll secure that together. So, but anyway, you take, yeah, somebody just commented George Red, great. You put your own personal touch on DYNAM planes. They all fly great. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is with these. So now this is probably super, super tacky. So we got to probably get this in pretty quick. So I'm going to press that in. I'm going to press that in. It all should go in there well. And it looks like it's tacking up pretty nice. A little extra glue here. Just kind of wipe that up. It balls up when you wipe it clean. Same thing with most of this. It might take some paint off, but that's okay because I'm probably going to do a little extra painting to it, or paint over it, or put that block I just talked about. Yeah, you see the paint coming off? Yeah, the glue will do that sometimes. But again, I'm probably going to glue over this and put a little block of 1/64 ply. But probably the most important part here is once you're getting these glued in place, make sure they're in their slots well, and then make sure your elevators are parallel. That's the big thing, is to make sure they're both equal, because when this moves, you want it to move both. Now, I'm not going to move it much, but you can see how tacky it is. It's already working. It's already tacked in place. This is pretty much secure and probably not going to go anywhere now, because that's kind of how foam tack is. When you let it set up, you put it in, pull it out, put it in, pull it out, let it set up, and then put it on. The last time you put it on, that's why it's called contact cement, because it bonds on contact once you've set it up. So those look pretty close, maybe a little hair off. It's going to be impossible to make these perfect, but we want to get them as close as we can so they're parallel to each other. So that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to leave that as is, and then once it dries up, I'll wipe these clean. The glue will ball up, and then like I said, I'll put probably a square around that. But it looks like those are on there pretty nice. Again, I don't want to move them too much because I want to let them dry, and I want to make sure they're equal, which they look like they pretty much are. So that's nice. So we'll put that part aside. We'll let that dry a little bit. We'll let that do its thing. And then we'll do the same thing here. You see, this has just been kind of hanging here, just getting tacky. And now it's probably tacked up enough. So I'll do the final kind of installation of it and just push it down in there. And now it's going to be really tacked in place tight. If you try to pull it out now after it's tacky, it's really not going to come out. So you've got quite a bit of grab on that contact cement. And then you want to let it dry really 12, 24 hours, and then it'll be fully secured in place. So that's it for that. There's a little bit of extra glue I got down there. Folks, keep in mind, it's a little sloppier when I do this on camera. I can't finesse it as well because I got to look through the camera viewfinder and do this at the same time. So just so you know, usually you do a little cleaner job, when you're doing this on your own. Without a camera. So, just keep in mind, I usually do a little bit of a neater job in this, but it's kind of hard sometimes to do this on camera. I'll wait till all that dries and I'll just peel it all off of there. So, and again, I'm probably going to throw a little paint on this after the fact anyway. So, but once that's in, we're ready to put this whole tail together. But I think what we're going to do for right now is I'll let these two tack up, and then we'll kind of come back to messing with the tail. So we've got these two done. Drying and tacking. I just don't want to mess with them too much, while they're doing all that stuff. So let me put these. I'm just going to put these aside, let them dry, and I will take the fuselage. And the fuselage. I dropped my glasses, my half glasses there. We'll take the fuselage. I'm going to put that over here, and then we're going to get to the wings on this deal. So I'll put one wing up here. I've got this. We don't need that cover, but we need the wing spar here, because the wing spar, and if we consult our hieroglyphics here, they tell us that what we can do is glue the two halves together. So if we kind of look right here, I think it's here, put glue on the end, I guess glue the two pieces together, and then put the spar together. So that's kind of what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove paint from here, just kind of like we already showed. So, taking some tape here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this right down here if it'll stay for now. And, get your packing tape out. This is the stuff I, use for a lot of these planes, to get the paint off contact areas. Some of the newer airplanes and most of the maybe higher end brands, I guess you could call them, you don't have to do any of this stuff. They already masked this, and the factory could easily do this for us. So hopefully they'll watch this video and go, oh yeah, let's mask all that so Rich doesn't have to use all of his packing tape up. But packing tape's cheap. It's not a big deal, but still, it would be nice if they would do this at the factory for us, so we didn't have to mess with this. But that's okay. It's easy to do. It's see if we can get some of it off. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see. There we go. It comes off little by little. Sometimes you have to do this a few times. And it's kind of working. So again, not always, but yeah, it's coming off little by little. Let's do a little more of this here. Yeah, a little bit's coming off. So let's get, let me grab another piece of tape here. Let's see. And if I have a real critical area like this, I'll actually, if I really have to, I'll get something, you know, like Gorilla Tape instead of this, or something like, what is it, duct tape. If you really need to get the paint off. In fact, I might actually do some of that because I really do want to get this off, because this is kind of a big glue joint here. So let's see if I can get more off with this packing tape. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Let's get some over here. Sometimes you got to really rub it in here, get it to tack up. So this is the fun of building sometimes these things, or assembly. Let's see what we can do with that. All right, guys. Hey, if somebody can leave me a note real quick, let me know. Is any part of this video choppy? Yeah, Miller Monster Air says that, yeah, duct tape works better, but it's also kind of a little more expensive. So, and fine sandpaper. You can use sandpaper as well, too. That's what, you know, Flanker Tanker saying. So, but packing tape is cheap, so that's kind of why I use it. You see, that all comes off there pretty good. You don't have to get it all off of there either. You know, just get like as much as you can. But do me a favor, guys. Leave me a couple comments right now and tell me that if the video is smooth or if it's choppy. It should be really smooth. And I was concerned last time when I shot some of this video here upstairs that it was a cable. I think it was a bad cable. So you guys should be getting very smooth video. So can you guys tell me that it's smooth or choppy? Let me know if it's going well for everybody. So if there's a problem, I can, you know, kind of update it in the future. So let's see if I can get, yeah, that peeled a lot off there. Oh, I just just stuck my tape to itself. Let's see if I can get this going here. Put this on here. Get this thing out of the way. Yeah, they need to mask this at the factory. Jing Lee, if you're watching, get them to put masking over this before they paint this, so we're not gluing paint to paint. There, I almost got all that off. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. So, Jing! I don't know if it's Jing in the house. Does anybody see? Babbling is good, Dad. Let's see. Smooth as fine butter. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. I'm looking back at my phone every now and then. Smooth down under. All right, good. Robert's Times. Robert, where are you from? Down under. You in Australia? Let me know. Let me know where you're at. So let's see. Peeling that away. That's probably pretty good to glue. I think that's enough. I mean, we don't have to get every single little piece off, but the more we get off, you know, probably the better. So some of the OCD folks will get this clean, as you can imagine, I'm sure. So that's okay. More the merrier. So let's see. We'll get this edge here. Yeah, baby. Let's get this off. Yeah, okay. That's good enough. I think that's fine. Actually, I do want to attack one more. Well, actually, that's not really that critical. Let's do the other wing first, and then I'll kind of get to that. Let me put that wing down. Get some more tape, baby. Yep. This is why sometimes I used to do a lot of this stuff, you know, just in the shop instead of live, because, you know, you got things like this you got to contend with when you're doing this live. But anyway, gives you guys something to do on Saturday, right? With the COVID virus and everything going on, this gives us something to do. So get this all on there. Let me see if I can pan out some more. No, I'm at full pan out there. You know, it's coming off little by little. It's going to make me work for it here. Let's see here. There we go. That's coming off. That's coming off there. It's tape sticking to each other itself. There we go. The joys of building foam airplanes with paint where they're not supposed to be. Let's see here. All right. Getting some messages. Ian says smooth to London, smooth over Australia, smooth over Southwest UK. This is awesome. You get smooth in the Netherlands. All right. Big open parking lot. It starts out straight, but will turn quickly. Just let the jet straighten itself. Okay. All right. Everybody's around. Good. Solid in Australia. Good to know. I got to come to Australia one of these days. I know lots of folks down there. I got to come hang out. Let's see. Let me straighten this out a little bit. All right. More of this. More of this. Let's get this going. Let's get some up here. Let's see what we got. There we go. Get some more over here. Come get some. All right. Let's see. There we go. Some of that's coming off. Yeah, let's see. It's sticking to me. All right, let's see what we got. Nothing like real time. All right, there we go. Put this down. A little more. This should give everybody a very clear view of sometimes what you'd have to do with some of these DYNAM planes. Now, you don't have to do this, folks. But the wing will definitely glue better if you get most of this off. I mean, otherwise, you end up gluing paint to paint, you know. And the spar is going to keep this in place, so you don't have to do all this. But I just like to have a real good glue joint everywhere I do this stuff. So usually my stuff does not fall apart when I'm flying it. So there we go. That's most of that's coming off there. Do a little bit up here as well. There we go. That's good. I think that's about it. I don't think we got to do too much more there. Got a little on the edge here. Get that on there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's enough to glue on with that. I did want to address, if I could though, and I might do this later on because this is going to get glued in place, but let me try something here real fast. I'm going to attempt to put, can you guys see that down there, what I'm doing? Yeah, okay. I'm going to make an attempt, because this is the spar channel down there. What the heck did I do with my spar tube? I'm going to attempt. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Let's see. Let's put this, put the spar down in there. That's where the spar is going to get glued in, and I'm using the tube to mimic the surface there. And in theory, if this works, it should. Let's see. Yep, it should take all that stuff off of the gluing area where this is going to go on. So not bad, huh? Not bad. That worked pretty sharp, man. It makes it almost look like I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Although I've never done that before. Sometimes, guys, you got to make this up as you go along. But, you know, use the parts, use what you got, and make it work. So let's see. Use what you got. Like I broke I got a pair of glasses I'm wearing now. I only have one side or earpiece because I forgot the other one's downstairs. So I'm just using them, just making it work. Let's see, that worked pretty. Yeah, holy smokes, look at that. Now we'll have a good glue joint there. Look at that. Sweet, look at that. Look how nice that is. So, and then we can do that with the rest of this when I glue, like the cover's going to go on there after the fact. So let me get that cover, show you what that looks like. That's going to all glue down there. It's not a real critical thing, but once this glues in, I mean, you can run some tape on here too and peel all that stuff off as well. So let me do the other wing real fast because we're going to glue this together. It's going together now. Let's get this going. Same thing here. More tape, baby. More tape. Let's see. Get this line. No, don't stick to that. Gotta be careful because this will take off the paint where you don't want the paint taken off. So kind of be careful with that. Use what you got. There we go. Get that in there. So when we glue the spar in there next, we should have a much better contact area. That should be nice. All right, let's see how we can do with this thing. Yeah, some of it got off of there. That didn't look as cool as the first time. Let's see here. Let's get. That's all messed up. Now let me get another piece. Jack that all up. Let's try one more here. All right, let's see what we got. Put it down in there. So, all right, let's see what we got. Get that down in there. Pushing that all down into place. All right, that's probably pretty good. The glue's not going to matter too much here because you're going to have, this thing buried, into the wing. So, but this is going to get glued on there. So I'm going to do a quick test fit. Let's see how this thing fits together. See, man, these FMS test stands are awesome. They'll do just about almost anything you want them to do. I really never intended it to be something I would build with too much, but you can see how nice that'll go together pretty darn good. I like the way that's fitting together. So let's see if, as I sort of test fit this, I'm probably going to glue one part of the spar on here, I think, and then instead of gluing the two wing halves together right away, I think I'm going to glue one spar on first. I'm not sure if that's really going to be the way to go, but I think that's what I'm going to do. So, all right, let's get some glue going, and I want to tack this down in there. I want to do this all sort of in one sort of piece. So let's do this. This is where we need some serious glue. So we're going to go with this. I'm going to put a good amount in there. Oops, a little over glue, but that's okay. And then what we can do too, instead of a brush, which we can use a brush, we can kind of use this to get it sort of spread on there, and that should work pretty nice. Don't want to rotate it just yet because I don't want the other side to have glue on it, as you can see. So I just want this one side to have it. So let me see if I can press it down on this end as well. See if that's going to tack. Let's see. Oh, we got the strings. Lots of strings. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much on there mostly. So what I'm going to do is continue the tacking process. I'm going to put that down in place. There we go. Just kind of work it and then get those kind of threads going. Get it all tacked up like that. And then I'm going to peel away as I get this out of place. I'm going to pull those away. It's going to get to be a mess. That can happen a little bit. That's okay, though. Messes do happen. So if you get some extra glue kind of hanging around, just kind of peel it off. It's stringy. It really generally doesn't stick to much. So, but I think we're good down there. Let me see if I can take my brush. If I can find my brush here. Try and get some of this off of that edge a little bit. Yeah, that got it off of there. But again, I don't know if this is the way to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. I mean, they tell you to put the glue the two halves together first, but I'm doing it this way. I'm going to let this tack up, and then we're going to kind of put this down in place. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks like that's going to, yeah, it's getting really tacky. So let me give that a minute or two, and I'm going to get that going in place. I just want to get one side on first. Again, I don't know if that's how, I don't think it was intended that way. They wanted you to glue these two together first, but I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to just do it this way so I get this on. All right, let's see. We'll stick that down in there. That should be pretty good. And we will just push that down in place. And that should be good enough to tack it in position. So you just want to let it sit for a minute or two like we just did. And that should be pretty good. You're going to have to still press this and hold this down a little bit. Yeah, it's tough. It's in there. Yeah, it's amazing how this stuff tacks very, very quickly. So there's a little extra down here. And I'm probably going to have to, I think the wing actually has a little curve to it like we saw before. So that curving of the wing, will help, might push this tube out of place. So we're going to have to do a little holding of this from time to time to make sure everything's tacked in, but it looks like it's holding pretty decently. So from here, we'll get the second one going. We'll get the second wing kind of in place here. Let me kind of look here and see how that looks like that's going to go together fairly well now. So we'll start getting some glue on everything else. And let's get this going. So lots of glue to use on this. That's why I took the foam tack. I wasn't sure if those little bottles either were going to be enough. So we'll get some glue on here, some foam tack. Get that all in place here. And here's where we want to brush. Definitely want to have a brush here. So get all this going. Lots of glue. I would say if this was maybe a finer model, you know, I might not speed through this or whatever, but you know, it is a DYNAM. It's a kind of glue together, slap together, go fly kind of thing. And you know, take some of this, take the brush, just brush it, get it all on there as best we can. We'll get some on the other side too. Get it all here, make sure it's all spread out. I probably have way too much on there. That's okay because I don't have enough over here, so I'll just move it over there. Let's see. Yeah, I got a lot over here. All right, let's see. Actually, I forgot to take the paint off here, but that's okay. I'm just going to stick some glue on there. That's not going to be real critical, just a little piece there. So I'll just throw some on there. Not the end of the world. So that's on there. There we go. Okay, and I think we got enough glue on there. I think I'm happy with that pretty much. Make sure the edge has enough on here. All right, let's see. I think we're good. I think that's good. So that's all on there nicely. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so with that, we put this down. And somebody's calling me, of course. Let's see. We will decline that call. All right, and let's get some glue on here. Same deal. We'll get a bunch of glue in place. This is a big surface, so we can use some big glue on it there. Let's see. There we go. Now we know we're going to glue foam to foam instead of paint to paint. So that's in place. Let's see what we got here. We'll start brushing this around. Sorry. Sometimes I move this off camera, guys, because I'm looking at it. I'm trying to get it through the camera, you know, as best I can for everybody. So let's see here. Looks like that's all on there pretty good. Some on there. I didn't really get enough on there. Here, let's put some in the middle too. Sorry. Dun, dun, dun. All right, lots of glue, or enough anyway. Okay, meanwhile, the other side is tacking up, but that's okay. It is foam tack after all. So let's get this on here. All right, that's good. Now we're going to trench this. I'm going to do the trench here as well, which should go pretty quick. Oops. Yeah, see, that's the downside of doing this on camera, is that sometimes you miss or put the glue where you want, because I'm looking through the camera viewfinder, and I'm also looking through, or through the screen, I should say, and then I'm also looking through, looking at the actual part. So sometimes it's tough to do both of these together. So now that we got that in there, I'll come around. Let me grab this wing. And if I can do this, actually, put the wing back. Let me do this with the camera. Go this way. Yeah, it's like upside down here next to me now. All right, here we go. I'm going to take this. I'm going to get this spar right here, kind of all wet there. And you can see the tackiness happening there. Look at that. That's tacky, baby. That's foam tack. The magic of foam tack. I'm just trying to get the spar really kind of with glue on it. So, all right, drop my glasses. That was the half glasses I was talking about. Disaster here. I'll have to run down and grab my good pair. All right, and then, as you guys can hopefully see, I hope, and I'll put it down this way. Again, I'll peel this away. Make sure we've got enough on the spar, which it looks like it's good. I can see it's fully tacked. So what we'll do is we're going to kind of just hold this for a few minutes and let it all tack up. If there's any kind of extra here, you could sort of wipe it into the center where the glue is. This part doesn't matter, but over here it doesn't either. But yeah, so we're tacked up nice, or we got glue everywhere. We're tacked everywhere good here. Let me put this down. Same deal here. I'm trying not to get glue all over the airplane. I think I'm getting it in a couple of places. Again, that's the downside of doing this on camera, is you sometimes don't get everything can't do it as nicely or as smoothly as you'd want to otherwise. So, but I'm just trying to push all this glue, you know, into the center anyway and get it all there. So it's tacking up. You can see it's really fibrous like. That's why foam tack is awesome, because it just gets very gummy and very sticky very quickly. So, and that's actually a good thing. So I'm gonna actually run down there real quick, see if I can get some of that out of the edge there. But we should after a couple minutes, and that's why I'm kind of just standing here. In fact, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this all down here for a second. I'm gonna let it tack. And I'm going to go get a drink real quick. So smoke them if you got them. I'm still here. And let me make a quick drink. We got this new FMS mug. Another one. This one's like double wall chambered. So I think you can get this guy's stuff at FMSmodel.com. So they got all this swag there. Oh, yeah. Need a drink there. Let me send a message to somebody real fast. And let's see. Give me 1 second to send a text. Hey, Amy, you down there? No, I guess that's not her. I'm yelling downstairs. Let's see. All right, I'm looking at the live. Let me see. I'll go into a couple questions here. Anybody have anything? Yeah, tape is cheap, John Graham says. We got 67 guys here. Let's see, what else? Oh, Brisbane. All right, George Rad's from Brisbane. I'm checking that out on my phone right here while I'm letting that all tack up. Factory needs to have a template to cover the part you're working on when they spray the underside. Yes, exactly right. Jing Lee will be watching this, guys, so he'll see all this. Wouldn't the original DYNAM glue has a small amount of solvent in it? Okay, that's interesting to know. So, okay, yeah. Okay, somebody said they uses the original. Lewis H is here. He said he's used the original glue, no issues. Okay, good. All right, that's good to know. All right, let's see. All right, it's time to tack. It's time to be tacky. Being tacky is good sometimes when it's glue. All right, let's see if we can get this together without screwing this up. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're joining. We're going to join forces here. Join wing forces here. Let's get this tacked in. Oh, yeah, that's not going to come apart now. That's the thing about foam tack. Once you stick it together, when you do this kind of procedure with it, it does not come apart. So you kind of have to get it right sort of the first time, because when it tacks, baby. Yeah, I mean, you can probably even go fly it right now. It's so very tacky together. So, yeah, that's nice. It's together pretty much. So, and push these down in. You have to squeeze these spars down in there and make sure they tack. I'm going to check the other side too. These 2 points right here and then right here. You got to make sure those are down all the way, because they will pop out a bit, because there is some curve to this wing. So anyway, I'm just little by little pushing this in, just making sure it's tough. Let me flip it around to the other side. Then you can see if it spreads apart a little, that's okay. Just squeeze it together. You're not going to get a perfect bond with this thing. You're going to have some gap between this. These parts never really fit, you know, and as you're working this together, you're going to little by little kind of just squeeze it, and then it's going to come apart a little bit. And then you're going to squeeze it together again. That's just kind of how this stuff works. And DYNAM parts fit mostly pretty good together, but they're not perfect, you know. So this part here is on the inside of the airplane anyway, so it's not really all that critical of a thing. So I'm just trying to squeeze it together as best I can, pushing these parts down. And I think we pretty much got that. I'm going to let this sit here for a second. And then one thing I'm going to do while I'm sitting here doing nothing is I'm going to take the fuselage, if you guys remember. Remember I told you there's a Y harness in here that shouldn't be here? There's no reason to Y harness the elevator and the rudder together. That makes no sense. It'll make for a really good snap roll, but that's about it. So again, you can see they Y harness 2 of these together. I'm just going to undo these because we know where that's going to go. That's going to go, let me undo this. We're going to put that aside. Oh, don't want to step on my propellers. Yeah, we're going to connect the 2 of these together. So And before I do that, I'm going to grab myself a hobby knife real quick here. And very carefully, while I got these out and I'm letting that glue dry, I'm going to very carefully just kind of tighten these connectors. You guys have probably seen this in my videos before, but if you just tighten these contacts a little bit, just by pressing on that little metal tab just a little bit. You can break it. No, that was my tip breaking, so not a big deal. And then we'll just kind of put those together. They'll be a tighter fit now. And then, of course, I'll take the one from the other side, do the same thing. There we go, get that one. And the whole time while the glue is tacking up, I'm thinking about, just kind of keep pressing it together. So I'll put this one on. See, I can move this to the middle a little bit better. Oh no, it's flying away. And then this is going to go through the middle. And in fact, actually, I could tighten this right now if I want. And I can do these at any time, and you don't have to, but I find this makes the contacts better. In fact, when we were at Top Gun a week or two ago, Jerry McGee's landing gear on his MiG-29 stopped working on him. And he and I both troubleshot it, and I messed with it, and I went into his links and did that very thing. And that's what it was. His landing gear wasn't working because the contact wasn't tight enough. So he's like, holy crap, man. He goes, I wouldn't have thought of that. He goes, you saved me. So otherwise, he wouldn't have competed in Top Gun. He would have had the second and third and fourth days. So, all right, let's see. This wing looks like it's pretty good together. Looks pretty nice overall. And then I'll reach over here, and you guys can see how this is going to go over. That's going to be the final install on this deal. How does this thing, that looks like that's in the way. I don't understand how that's supposed to fit. May have to trim some foam. It looks like they put these on kind of funny, but I was wondering why that wouldn't fit well before. All right, well, anyway, so that's going to go on there. That's going to go on there, and I'll probably do this later. This part I'll glue on at a later date, I think. I don't think I want to totally glue it down in there just yet. Make sure I get the wiring done. I'll stick it in there for now. And then these go on, and that's weird because these, no, I guess it does fit. All right, there we go. It's just you have to kind of do it after the fact. So that's what it's ultimately, going to sort of look like on here. And but they are a little tight going on there. They might need a little trimming. We'll kind of see. But that's basically how the wing goes together. It's pretty simple overall. So, but anyway, that's just a test fit. Just want to mess with it. There's some magnets holding this on. Let's get these wings off of here. Let's pry this away, because if I leave it on there, it might glue. There's probably a little glue. No, there isn't. So we're good. But all right, let me put these aside. Let me put these kind of over. Actually, I'll put them over here because there's a little table I got over there. So, but let's see how this is. And you can see your wires coming through this side. See, they're separating a bit. That's one of the things about contact cement, is that it expands a bit as it dries. So that's why the parts tend to come apart. They just sort of do that. That's just contact cement. And in fact, you know what I'll do? While we're doing this, let's do a quick test fit. Let's just see how the wing goes on, because I really don't know have any idea how this is gonna fit that well. So that's gonna plug in, and voila! Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It fits right on the fuselage beautifully. So very nice. Yeah, not bad at all. Let's look at the top side seam. Yeah, very good. So you won't even see any of that glue on there if it's separating a bit, but that's just because you're using, especially when you use a lot of glue like that, you're going to get a lot of separation just because, just because there's so much glue, it creates gas and it tends to spread those apart. It just kind of expands as it dries. So, but something to think about. And that thing's stuck to the ground. It seems to fit on there really nice, though. I'm really pretty impressed with that. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, what a nice fit. Look at that fillet. Look how nice that fillet looks. Man, that looks fantastic. That wing to fuselage fairing and the fillet. Yeah, that's just awesome. Yeah, very cool. Very cool looking airplane, man. I'd love to see a retract version of this, that's for sure. So let's flip this around, and let's make sure these are tacked in. Again, I'm pushing down on this part here. Let me back this off a little bit. And yeah, this is going to fit pretty nice together. I like that. Yeah, that's a very good fit. Well, I'm impressed. I really like how that went together. So let's pull this off. Yeah, that's nice. Wow. Nicer than I thought. That's the thing about these DYNAM planes. They seem a little rickety when you're getting them together. When you look at them coming out of the box, they seem a little rough. But yeah, once you get them together, I think you have a nice model out of it when you're done. So again, I'm just test fitting these or just squeezing them together a little more. Again, you'll get expansion out of there, but that's okay. It fits. It all goes together well. So, all right, I think that's it for that. I think the next part really, and this, well, part of the reason I'm not going to glue this bottom plate on there just yet, that's not working out there, is it? Is because it doesn't want to. I need something heavy here. Hang on a second. Put something here. There we go. A little bit of counterbalance there. Is because we need to make sure these are spinning the right way. So let me just walk over here real quick, grab the speed controllers here, because these are what's going to go down here. Let me grab these things, because we have no idea which way these things are going to be turning, because there's nothing color coded here, you can see. So there's no indication on here whatsoever about which color is which. But not that I'm expecting it to, but you know, that's kind of how it is. So, and then once we plug this all in and get it running and everything, then we can kind of see, and I'm gonna got to put the landing gear on here first probably. But then you can kind of see, you know, do you need to change one? If the prop's turning the wrong way, all you do is you just reverse any two wires and you'll get the prop turning the other way. So, so that's a pretty simple procedure. So, and then we have the landing gear. That was the other thing I got to kind of factor into this whole thing. Yeah, it looks like it's got a good contact area to get them in, though. I mean, they look pretty tough. That's, yeah, that's real nice. In fact, you know what? Let's do that first. That's probably the way to go. Let's get those on there. Actually, I don't need to take those off. Actually, I could leave those. No, well, I could do it either way. But you know what? Let's take the speed controllers off for just a second. Again, you can see how much I'm using the instructions on this. Sometimes you just kind of wing it through as you do this. Let's see if we can get those. Yeah, that gear goes in there pretty darn nice. Wow, that's actually pretty impressive. And then again, while I'm doing this, as the glue seems to be tacking up, and it's probably already glued and tacked and all together now. I don't think it's coming off now, but I'm still pressing these to make sure that everything went down where I want it to go down, and it looks like it has. You know, the spar is straight. The wing might be a little curved, but as long as you make sure these two ends are really compressed well and they're tacked in, you're going to have a straight wing. It's going to straighten the wing out for you. So, yeah, really nice. I like the way that works. So let me get some packing tape real quick, because I want the gear on this plane to stay on the plane. So I'm gonna drop everything is what I'm gonna do. Hang on a second. Let me grab all this stuff again. I'm gonna put this here, and then we're gonna take some of this, and I'm gonna make an attempt here to remove some of this. Oh, that's a perfect size. It's almost like they wanted me to use packing tape here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get as much of this kind of paint off, so I'm gluing this on pretty tough, because you know what happens sometimes, you glue this on and it just bonds the paint, and then you wonder why your gear comes off. It's not always that case, but you know, kind of what happens, what can happen anyway. You want to make sure that you're not getting the tape stuck on this end. There we go. We got most all that off. I think too that we can. Let's try this. I'm going to go down into here, into that slot. And then using the part itself, I'm going to kind of stick that down in there. Seeing if I can get that to, yep, pulled the paint off. Look at that. Got all the paint off the inside, or at least most of it anyway. Let's try, in fact, let me get, I'm going to go get a pair of scissors. See if we can do that. And how about using some Gorilla Tape? Yeah, you can do that too. I mean, you can use anything, guys. I'm just showing you the way I do it. There's probably 1,000 different ways. You know, you guys can do this. Use your own thing. You know, comment on what you use, because you know everybody's got good ideas. This is just, you know, one of the ways I've done it. throughout history is stuff like this. A lot of stuff like this you just got to make up as you go along, though. You know, there's no necessarily rhyme or reason for this, but yeah, that got some off. Yeah, not a ton, but enough that was probably worth doing. Cut that tape there. Put this down here. Let's do this one. Put this right all the way up there. There we go. Well, so far, guys, I can say into this portion of the build, I can probably say that I overall recommend getting one of these. I'll know more as I get into it and get it done, get it flying. But it seems to be a nice assembly so far. So, you know, if you guys want one, the link's below. If you use my link in the description or my, you know, my BITGO hobby link, you know, that helps us out, guys. We get a little commission. Doesn't cost you guys anything, and you support our channel and how we build this stuff. We're going to have this at the next event. In fact, I meant to put it up here. Damn it, I forgot. Mary Boozer RC's having his Tours for Tots at Imperial RC. We are going to be there with a bunch of planes. So come check it out. Look how clean that got. Look at that. Look at this. Now we can glue this thing on. Here, let's see. Let me get. Let me see if I can get the tape in my mouth there. Let's see. We're going to get this in place. Let's see if I can clean that side off too. There we go. Excellent. Let's see. Yep, that got some off. Enough that it probably was worth doing that at least. Let's see here. Let's get this one in here. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Hope you guys can see that. Just cleaning this off. As you guys can see, a DYNAM assembly is a little more involved than some of the other brands, but I think that's it. I think we got it. I think this is ready to glue on. Don't just stand there. Go get some glue. Name that movie. All right, let's see. All right, that's good. I like the way. Oh, I got that backwards. That's not going to go that way. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the way that fits. Very cool. I like that. Let's get some glue. And let me see a couple comments. I'll take a look at my phone here. See what George Rad says. He just ordered the 1700mm Corsair. You're gonna love it, dude. And check out the videos I got coming on the there on the new prop. I'll have the new prop from the FMS factory here soon to test for you. So and we'll see. So but let's see. But George Rad, were you able to use my my link? I really appreciate it if you did. That's really helps me out a lot. Let's see. Sanding the back of the gear plate also helps. Yes, that's a good idea too. Looking at the back of the strut, I'd be tempted to epoxy it on. Fill the holes, dry. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. There's a lot you can do. You can do all kinds of things, and guys have good ideas like what it says. Looking back strut, I would be tempted to use epoxy on it. Fill the holes and dry. Yeah. I mean, again, you can do any way you want to do it, man. You guys can. There's a million different ways to kind of skin this cat, but I have found that foam tack seems to be the kind of answer to all this stuff. It really just seems to be the best stuff. The only downside of foam tack is that it's expensive. It's really not a cheap glue, but you know, it's one of those things that, you know, you get what you pay for with foam tack. I mean, it stays flexible. It does not get really yellow after time. I mean, it stays clear, which is good. So, and you guys can see here, I'll see if I get that up to the camera. I'm just putting this everywhere I can get it. So, let's see, we'll get that all on there. And I'm going to put some here too as well. I could sand this down, I guess, but you know what? Foam tack does seem to stick fairly well to shiny things. So, let's see, I'll put some of this in here too as well. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it all around by just using the part itself. So we'll take this. I'm going to drop that in and make a huge mess. Since it's a DYNAM plane, I worry a lot less about the mess and worry a little more that it's covering everything. You know what I mean? So I just put that down in the wrong place. Let me wipe that with my thumb to get it back into the slot. Put that onto the brush. Let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. Wipe that off, get this extra bit off. So, oh no, my glue. Here, let's put that there. Yeah, that's getting down in there big time. So I'm going to use my brush to get some of this down into those holes instead of oozing out. Same thing with here. Put that down in place here as well. And one thing you can see here is that you see the gray, that's the paint. So that's kind of why it's a good idea to get as much paint off as you can. Now, it probably will all kind of dissolve and kind of melt together in a little bit and stuff. So, but let's get this. Actually, you know what? I didn't realize it, but look, this part actually glues on quite a bit too on the sides. I didn't realize that. I just noticed that because there's gray all over the sides, and that kind of makes sense. So let's put a little on the sides of this thing as well, as you guys can see kind of here, because that's part of the bond of this thing. Let's see. Let's get that down in there. Let's get this here. Again, guys, I always do a messier job on camera because it's harder for me to kind of do this when, you know, but a lot of this is going to be covered up, especially this gear. And then I'll clean this all off. Alcohol actually takes a lot of this off, but I'm not going to go too crazy with all of this. But yeah, that's good. That looks like that's going together well. So I'm going to pull this all off. It's got plenty of strings. I'm going to put this to the side. Let it get tacky. That's the key to this stuff, making it work right. And we'll do the same with this one. We'll get this going. And while that's tacking up, I can get this all on there. Get it on the sides as well. Let's see here. All right, let's see. It says, Rich, does your links work for EU sites? No, it doesn't. So if you guys are EU, that's fine. Just, you know, I wish it did. Well, I don't think it does, actually, but I don't know. I don't think it does. I think it just works on the US site, I believe. So, because they got a different whole structure there and stuff. So, you know, don't worry about it. If you guys are over here in Europe, you know, it's cool. It's all good. Just please like and subscribe, share the videos, all that kind of stuff. All that helps me out. Tell Horizon how much you like my videos, all that. Tell FMS how much you like my videos, all those places. All that commentary you guys leave with, you know, all these different groups, really, that kind of helps me out. So those guys all know it, and they see all that. And so you guys can support me that way for sure. It's just by letting folks know that, you know, checking out my videos and stuff. So just spread the word, say, hey, I don't buy a plane until I see it on Rich's channel. And then that's how I get the support and the free stuff and all the air show stuff. It's really nice. So appreciate that, guys. All right, let's get this all in place. Same deal here. Get this all spread around, get it in and out, get it all tacky. Let's get this out of place. There's glue everywhere. And then, where'd my brush go? There it is. Push all this back into that slot. Again, guys, messier when I do this on film than when I, you know, do it for real, or when I do it myself, because I got to speed through it a little bit more. But that's okay. It's good. Again, guys, it's a DYNAM plane. I'm going to beat the crap out of this thing anyway. So, you know, I'm basically weathering it in advance, you know. So, heck, it's a C-47, man. It's like the Goonie bird. It'll handle anything. So let me get this painted a little bit more. Get that thinned out a little bit. Yeah, this should really tack it up nice. I'd be really surprised if any of this pulled out, because I got a lot of glue, or at least it's really tacking up. It seems pretty nice. It seems like there's a lot of surface area to all of this, so it should work out pretty darn good. Yeah, it looks very tacky. So let me get this going. Lots of glue there. And we'll pull this out of here. Yeah, it's really tacking up. That's good. That's all good. It's all good. Put that over there. All right, let's pull this out of here. All right, I'm going to let this stay here and tack while we get the other side finally glued into place. And again, you can go over this with alcohol. It should take a lot of this glue off to the extra. All right, here we go. This should be tacked up. See what that looks like. Stuff all over there. I'd love to see a 1700 millimeter or something, 2000 millimeter of this airplane. Yeah, that's really tacky now. It's almost hard to get that down in the slot, which is good. That means it's bonding. It's just very tacky. So yeah, that's gonna be on there really well. So yeah, it's messy down there. Remember, a lot of this is gonna get covered up. All this stuff down here, this part, is all gonna get covered. This is the only part that's gonna be exposed. So, well, let's see. Yeah, I should have brought myself some tissues. Yeah, I've been having sinus issues lately, so I'm kind of grounded here for a little while. So I'm gonna bring you guys more videos. So let's see while I'm grounded here. Let's see here. All right. All right. That's nice, man. That goes on there good. Look at that. That's pretty impressive. I can't imagine. I know guys are saying some of these pulled out, but man, I can't imagine this thing pulling out of there. Holy mackerel. That's nice. So let's see. Flanker Tanker, your videos are great. Just purchased an FMS MOA based on your video. Yeah, the MOA is awesome, guys. Check out the MOA gliders. Just one of my. I still have my original. In fact, hold on a sec. Since you said it, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm walking somewhere, and here, just to put my money where my mouth is. If you've seen the FMS MOA glider videos, this was the actual airplane that I flew in all those videos. So I did some really nice ones. This is the original one that I did years ago. And it just, it flies fantastic, folks. It's just really nice. So, and this is the original. It still flies. It's still in flying condition. Just a super nice flying model. But that's my MOA. If you guys check out FMS MOA 1500 millimeter RCINFORMER, there's like a 2 or 5 minute video I did of this. That's awesome, where we put cameras on the actual airplane, and you know, we flew the plane with cameras on it, and it's we got some killer shots with the GoPro. We carried a GoPro on the MOA glider, if you guys can believe that. It really worked well. So check out the MOA. Yeah, appreciate you guys definitely getting the MOA. The MOA is a nice model. And that's why I kept mine. I have all my FMS stuff pretty much. I've kept all that. I think this is tacked up enough. It's real tacky. So, you know, let's go ahead and get this on. And let's put this down into place. That looks really good. Let's get this down into place too. Yeah, that is tacky, boy. Holy smokes. That's really in there. Let me press this in. I just got some glue. Yeah, that happens. Got some glue where I didn't want it, and it's taking the paint off, so be careful. This glue does take the paint off. Just be careful. There we go. That's nice. Yeah, that goes on there well. So we'll jack with that later. Let's see. That fits on there good. I can't imagine this tearing out of there. So anyway, well, the way I did it, it seems real tacky, folks. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. Let me get my glue out of here. Hang on, guys. There's glue everywhere. Glue nightmare here. So let's see what we got. Yeah, I like this. Holy smokes. Very good. Yeah, it's a good, I could have done that neater. But again, guys, I'm kind of rushing because we're doing this on camera. I'm going to let that dry up, and then I'll peel a lot of that away, and I'll probably spray a little on that and clean that up. Or I might not. We'll see. But yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Well, normally I might let this sit and dry for a while, but since we're doing this since we're live here, I'm gonna get the speed controllers on. So let me grab the speed controllers that I have completely misplaced. Where the heck did those things go? What did I do with the speed controllers? Where the hell did I put those things at? I thought I threw them right over here. No, I didn't. Let's see. Let's see where we put those. Guys, I've lost the speed controllers. They've gone into the fourth dimension or something. All right, let me stand back and see where the heck those things went off to. I put them over here. Man, I lost my speed controllers. What the heck? What the hell? Where did those go? All right, somebody's probably yelling at me, go, hey, Rich, you put them over here or there. You guys see where I put the speed controllers at? Oh, I see where I put them. All right, I know where they are. I just found them. Yeah, they're right over here. Yeah, man, this is tough. I'm kind of blown away. I'm impressed that this thing, it's definitely got a nice triangular brace thing going on here. Definitely seems really solid. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if it flies off, well, then I'll say, hey, everybody was right. So, oh no, losing my weight here. Actually, I think I can get rid of this because I got my phone weight there. All right, let's see. Speed controller time. Let's see what we got. All right, we're good. We're good. All right, so let's carry on from where we were before. I'm going to plug in each of these things and hope we got the right ones in the right place. Again, I would normally probably let this dry a bit. Oh, one more thing I want to point out here. I don't know if y'all can see this, but let me see if I can. It doesn't really matter. It's not that critical, but one thing I got going on here is that if you look at these things, you can see that there's a good part of the contact, the connection that's exposed, which is good. If you look at this one, not that it matters at the moment, but you can see how like some of it's like just this last couple of millimeters, they didn't trim. I probably will take a hobby knife. I'll trim that off later just to get most of that. It almost like they used a little too much heat. Sometimes they just use a little bit too much of that stuff. So let me get this on. It looks like it's contacted fine. There's nothing really getting in the way, but I'll probably trim a little of that later with the hobby knife because I don't want to take too much time doing it right now. This speed controller somehow or another goes up here. This one here, what it's doing. And let's get this in here. And I'll figure out totally where those go later. But for now, all of this stuff is just going to feed right down into here, I think. I have not consulted with the hieroglyphic instructions at this point, but I probably will here. I'm just sort of doing this without the pictures there, or without the. So here, let's get this all down in there. And that's about how the layout of this is going to be. Like I said, I hadn't fully put this down there. I don't know if those sit vertically or what, but I'll grab grab these two things right here, these two covers, or three covers, I should say, and we'll see how these things go on. Well, now I know why they have it like this. That's to cover up your speed controller. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Well, I'm digging that. And then the same thing here. This will cover over this. Let's see, that one's not fitting as well, but that's okay. It's DYNAM, baby. That's what happens sometimes, I guess. But I'm going to take that one off because I don't want that to impede right now the gluing of the landing gear. I just want the landing gear to be solidly put in place, something just to keep them down there when I do the final gluing of this, because this is going to go apparently in like this, or actually we may have to, I hope I didn't just glue that out and play. No, it looks like it'll go in like this. Yeah. Oh man, close one. Almost screwed that up. But no, this will slide all the way in, and then you kind of put it down into place. Do that. Okay, someone says you're getting lag now. It's really great to see with misplaced items. All right, let's try. Flanker Tanker says it's really good. It's really great to see you misplace items. Yeah, man, they went into like the fourth dimension there. I couldn't find any of that stuff. So let me put this here for some weight. Let's hope that doesn't move anywhere. I'm going to stick that there for a second. Guys are saying you're getting a little bit of lag here. Let me walk back to my main desk here for a second. I'm falling all over the place here. Let's see. This says I have an excellent connection. Let me do this. Let me switch back. See if I can get back here. Let me transition. You guys got me here okay? I figured I'd just take a quick break here. Smoke them if you got them here. We'll let that dry a little bit. But I think we're going to take the receiver now, and we're going to boot it up. So take a quick break. read some of this stuff. Someone said it'd be good on grass. Yeah, hopefully. George Rad said, you're welcome. Yeah, thanks for getting that, man, through my channel. Yeah, appreciate that. The Gullwing Moa is sweet. It's a nice flying plane. It's really awesome. And you fly with a little tiny, like two cell pack. Let's see, DYNAM planes. Patrick says, Codery. DYNAM planes they're a bit less expensive than other brands, but are really less reliable. Yeah, I mean, you gotta tweak them. They're kind of only as good as, how you build them, really. Shouldn't it be better to take away paint before you something on glue? Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah. Videos are great. Just purchase FMA. Okay, that's right. George said that. Where are we at? The wheel on the left might need some silicone glue, but looked a little stiff. Yeah, it was kind of rolling. So yeah, is that what you use on plastic or silicone? Is that kind of the? Well, hang on a sec. What did you say? You put silicone lube. Is that what you use on plastic? I guess is what you're saying. I think that makes sense. I usually throw some WD-40 in there, but I don't know if that's okay. Great to see you misplace items. Flanker Tanker says that's great. Yeah, I feel stupid when the same thing when I'm doing. Yeah, sometimes stuff just disappears and you're like a half hour. You're going around the shop. Where did I put it? And it's like right in front of you, but it's kind of mixed in. It's like kind of like a Where's Waldo kind of deal. Someone says we're getting lag. Okay, I'm looking at my specs here. I'm looking at my data coming through. It's showing a little drop, but not bad. What are we at, 4 o'clock now? We're doing pretty good, I think, on time. 63 watch, and it's showing excellent connection right now. I do see a downward spike, though, in my in sort of the stream thing, but let me see the stream settings. Let me go to that and see what, no, analytics, viewer activity. We got 62 guys here watching, so, but let's see. Looks better to help. Okay, good. We might have a little lag. You also got to remember, guys, when I do this on Saturday especially, I've got most of my kids are in the house, not always, but there's 4 of them and my girlfriend. So they're streaming to TV. They're streaming to all their devices. So there's at least 5 or 6 other tablets, streaming in my house right now. So, so it's kind of, and I actually, sometimes I got to go down there and say, hey guys, I'm doing a stream, turn all that crap off, so, and they're like, no, we don't want to turn it on, so go outside and play while I'm streaming, so that's kind of what I'm doing there. So, let me do the, tell you what, let me get rid of I didn't realize I had my 20,000 subs thing here. Let me take that off real quick. Get rid of that. Yeah, thanks, baby. I lost my glasses too. I had busted ones and my girlfriend just brought them to me. Thank you, baby. I sent you a text message to the bottom of the house. Thanks, baby. So see, she brought me some old dude glasses. See, so anyway, I can see better now without just like half of the glasses. Let's see here. Let's see. Good in Brisbane. Pay it forward, Rich. How you doing? Hello. Let's see. About 4 minutes ago, it was a bit broken, but crystal clear now. Yeah. My 15-year-old might have been in an intensive Halo battle or something at that point. That might be why it slowed down. Let's see. Rich, when you lose parts like that, I call it a stoner moment. Yeah, that's about what it is. Where can I find the frame? Where can I find the frame of these planes? Just the frame. You mean just the fuselage? Yeah. Some places, and that's Ahmed Al-Wahari. A lot of times you can get the airframe only. It's called an airframe only, or kit only, or something without the electronics or something. So different manufacturers make them different ways. So just kind of check that. Some places have will let you do that, some won't. This one, you have to get it in the lowest version is the one I have here, which is the plug and play. But it comes with the motors, props, speed controllers, kind of all that kind of stuff. So, all right, let me get back here. Let me switch back to the, we're going to bind this up now, I think is what we're going to do. Let's get some binding action going here. Let me get back to the build cam. Got rid of the 20,000 subs thing. Take a quick drink. Oh yeah, it's like dark helmet, man. Drinking through my my helmet here. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, let's bind this thing up. Let's get this going. I'll put my my phone back here. Grab my brand new NX6 baby. So we'll get this thing rolling here. Let me see what we got. Let me just look in here really quick. And it looks like we're all glued down. Everything's tacked down. Everything looks nice. Let me put my phone somewhere over here, my expensive phone. Let me get this stuff off of here. Let me look real quick at the other side of this. Again, you'll see the separation. Let me get my thing on here. You will often see this kind of separation happen. That's kind of normal. You try to squeeze it together as best you can, but it's on there pretty tight. It's just going to do that as it cures. It builds up some gas or air there, and then once again, you know, if we take this fuselage, you know, you're going to see here. You can drop all those wires down in there, and then you'll see they kind of actually most factories, even DYNAM, you know, they kind of factor this in. You can see that it fits pretty good. Fits like a glove. It goes on there really, really pretty darn nice. You can see, again, good fit and finish. Even if you get, like I said, a little of that separation, you know, that's okay. It's gonna bond well. So anyway, here, let's flip this around. And what we can do is we can actually bind it right now. We can bind the wing. And you know, let's get this going. So what we can do is I will put this, after not hitting the damn camera, let's see, we'll get this, tell you what, let me adjust my stand real quick. Yeah, let me adjust it up one. Let me get this going. Again, this is one of the nice things about these FMS stands, is that they have the nicest locking mechanism there. You can adjust the height real easy. Don't break the props. All right, let's see here. Let's put this here, get this tape off of there. All right, we'll get this straightened out for everybody. I will put this here. Yeah, there we go. Is that going to work? Yeah, that should be good. I think that's pretty decent. Yeah, okay. We're good to go. So, let me grab the receiver, and we'll plug in the stuff we got to plug in. See if we can get this going. This is only a 4-channel airplane, so I'm going to use this little Hobby King receiver. It's a nice receiver. These things are pretty cool, actually. They're inexpensive and they work well. So we may try some of the DETRM stuff here soon. But which one was which one? These are the ailerons. Let's plug that in first. There is a little guide on the end here. Let's see, bind, throttle, aileron. That's what that is. And then throttle's going to go in here. There we go. And here, let's see. We should be able to bind this up now. Now, what I did was, let me walk around. You guys can see right here. Let me power this up. Again, NX6, first time I'm using this, so we'll get this powered up. Let's see here. Let me see if this thing, there we go. We got more light now, much better. I put in here DYNAM C-47 Skytrain 3S just to remind me. But you see, it's a much brighter screen on these NX series radios than the normal radios. But let's get. Let me get my battery. Where did I put the darn battery? Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Let's turn the radio off. And this is a push button. You press and hold, and then it'll shut off. And you press and hold to turn it on, and it makes that little tone there. So, all right, let's see. Let's plug this in with the props off. Notice I have not put the propellers on yet. Okay, we'll plug this in. Okay, and there we go. We got the flashing going on. I think you guys can see right there. There it is. And let's hold the bind button. This is the first time doing this on an NX, so let's see what it does. We'll get this powered up. Let's see what happens. Binding, it says. Well, that's not a good sign. I wonder if it won't bind with an NX6. That's interesting. It says bind failed. All right, well, let's try that again. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that thing off. And we'll try it again. Let's unplug this. I've got the bind plug in. And let's see if we can get this to go. If this doesn't work, I'll default to my DX9 and see what happens. Get this going, holding the bind plug. I'm assuming it works the same way, so. There we go. Sometimes you got to do it a couple of times. But it's giving me a sound, and I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Oh, the ailerons are working. Not sure what that's about. But let's see. Let me unplug this, because it is bound up. It's just beeping. I don't know what that's about. But let's try. Let's see if we can get this. We know we're bound. We know the receiver. Everything's working. I just don't know what that sound is. Let's see. Interesting. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Very strange. All right. Not sure why it's doing that. Let's see. If anybody has any comments to make, please do so. What I am going to do, though, is just to test this out. I am going to, let me zoom out a little bit here. I am going to unplug one of these. I'm going to see if I can boot up just one speed controller at a time and see if that is what it is. And then let me look at, as I flip this around, I'm not sure why that's not binding. Let's see. Is there did they reverse wires here? No, that looks good. That's throttle. I got the polarity right, so that's all good. So let's try this. Let's do, it says bind's complete, and the ailerons were working, so it's bound, but there's just some kind of speed controller deal happening. So let's take the battery once again. Let's try plugging this in with one speed controller and just kind of see what happens. No, still beeping. That's weird. Anybody got any suggestions there? Because I'm trying to figure out why it's doing that. Throttle down all the way? Yeah, it is. Well, let's do this. Yeah, throttle's all the way down. That's kind of a strange sound, though. Let's do this. Let's go throttle all the way up. And let's see. Maybe this is programmed for Futaba or something. Sometimes that can be a difference. So let's give this a shot. Let's go. Throttle could be reversed. That might be it. That's it. Okay. That was it. What I did was I unplugged the airplane. I put the throttle up at full, then plugged it in. It went into programming mode. Then I brought the throttle to idle. So now we're getting power. So let's do this. Let's get both speed controllers back plugged in. Make sure we're doing everything right here. Let's flip this around. So yeah, it's DYNAM's new flying wing, man. Just a flying wing with landing gear, no cockpit. All right, let's try this with both of these now. Now that we got both of these in, let's see. So let's get that together. All right, that looks pretty good. And let's see, we'll flip this around. So yeah, we just had to do the calibration for some reason. That was kind of odd. All right, let's see. Now the throttle's all the way down. Let's try to plug it in again. Let's see what this does. Okay, good. We are set. So let's see if our... Here, let's see if these are... That seems to be going the right way. Yeah, I think they're turning the right way. It's really actually hard to tell. Yep, I think that's turning the right way. Yeah, that was some pretty lucky guessing. All right, the props are turning the correct direction. So what we're going to do now, really fast, is while I'm here, go to throttle cut, activate that switch. So we're inhibit. Let's use this one and activate that. And then I'm going to take this to, I think it's white on number 2 and black on the others, I think is how I set mine. Again, everybody has something different. It should work in this position. and it should be off on the other two. That's just how I set mine. So up is on, the other two are off. That's how I set mine up. That's how I like my throttle kill. So that's kind of how I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to put the props on still yet, but and in fact, let me mess really quick with the two of these prop nuts here. Let me pull this back. I just want to really fast see if one of these is like a reverse direction one or something. Let's see. No, that's not even going on. One of these, shoot, one of these might be a reverse direction. That's a great way to lose something there. Just drop it on my floor here. Oh, wait, this one is reverse. Yeah, this one's reverse direction. Let's see what this one is probably normal. Wow, that's pretty fancy for DYNAM. These are reverse threads, both of these. So this one, actually, this one is normal thread, where you turn it this way, clockwise. The prop spins in that direction. Where this one, you tighten it in this direction, which is counterclockwise, but the prop spins clockwise. So that's how counter-rotating props should be with reverse threads and stuff. So very nice that DYNAM did that. That's kind of a nice thing to have. So we'll get the props on second. So pretty much, the wings are done. Aside from, let's see, let me pitch this up a little bit. You guys can see the ailerons moving. The ailerons are moving the opposite direction. So, no, I just changed that. So let me go to servo setup. Let me go here so you guys can see it. Go to travel. These are nice menus in the NX, man. It's nice and bright. You can really see it. This is my first time using this. I just had never messed with it before. So let's go to reverse. I'll go to ailerons. I'm going to reverse those right away. So, oh, wait, hang on. I think I did have that. No, that's elevator. It might make sense to do it to the correct one. So that's right aileron. Right one's coming up. Left aileron, left one's coming up. So now my ailerons are moving in the proper direction, and we are set there. So now we got to get to the tail of the airplane. And let's see. We'll unplug the wing, because we know that all is done and pretty much goes together well. We just got to trim the controls and get everything neutral. But I think everything's good. Let me do another quick check here. Let me get, let's put this like so here. Let me grab my phone here real quick. Let's see, you guys are leaving some comments. Yeah, calibrate ESC, Wreck-'em Roy. Yeah, that was the answer, man. Yeah, calibrated. I've just never heard of beeping like that. Normally, I don't hear a ton of beeping like that when it just goes nuts, but I figured, yeah, that's probably the way to do it. So yeah, it's nice. It calibrated nice. But yeah, usually you got to fiddle. Sometimes you got to fiddle with stuff like this just to get it doing what it's doing. So, but anyway, let me take a look at something real quick. These are all down in there nicely. Again, we got this glued in there well. This thing went together nice that way. I know it kind of went a little different than the book said, but holy crap, yeah. It went together nice. Everything's on there good. The landing gear seems very tough in place. Yeah, a little silicone lube there. Actually, you know what? I just pried these apart a little bit. It was squeezing the... Now, that's kind of funny how that is. Oh, that's weird. It looks like it's got the axle kind of comes out a little. At least plastic is not really the toughest on there. Or is that a metal shaft? I don't know, I can't even tell. It looks like this was squeezing the wheel a little bit. Now it seems to spin well. Yeah, this one too. That's strange. Oh, this one's glued in place. So maybe this actually needs a little glue, although I got to be careful with that because you can glue the whole thing on, but that's okay. It's spinning now. It's just these move a little bit. They pry apart a bit. I just noticed. This one does not. So they glued this one in right. So, just caution for that if you guys, do that on one of yours. But yeah, this looks good. This wing is just ready to bolt on. So let's put this aside. Grab my phone over there. We'll put this. Let me just put this over here next to the PT-17 that's ready to rock. So that's all ready to go. Let's get our fuselage back here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to glue this whole thing on right now because I might want to play with it later, but this is ready to go on pretty much. The tail section anyway. Let me grab the tail where, again, I lost those. No, here we go. Let's see how this turned out. This has been drying for a while here. So let's see how that is. That looks like that's on there pretty good. So you can really move this thing now. And let's see, does it look like it's pretty straight? Yeah, it looks like it got on there pretty straight. Nothing's going to be perfect, but, yeah, that looks good. It looks pretty nice and straight. Looks overall good. It's all coming up and down. They're tacked in there nice. They look like they're glued pretty strong. If you glue this kind of thing, I'd let this dry overnight, though, before you go fly it. I wouldn't just do it right away. I may not need that block of wood on there after all. But if I feel like doing it, I'll just glue a little. I think I might scissor out a square, like I said, of 1/64 light ply, the really thin stuff that you can cut with scissors, and just put a block over there, just an extra plate to. But it's pretty tough. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice. So. Yeah, I think we're good to go with that. So let me move this a bit. We'll get the tail set up there for this to go on. Now, a couple things I noticed here. I'm going to show you a couple things inside this fuselage. Man, that's a nice fit on there. But yeah, I'm probably going to glue this later, but I'll get it all on there so we have this all in one piece here. Let me try and move a couple things here out of the way. I got those propellers down there. I don't want to break those. A couple things I noticed getting this together, something to look for when you guys put yours together. And that is, and I'm going to try to show you this as best I can. It may or may not be totally possible. But the way that this goes on is that this elevator, it fits on here, the way you see it here. And then what happens is this linkage goes through. Why does that keep turning off? My light keeps turning off. I'm showing 99% battery. Here, let me lower the brightness of this thing here. Hang on, my light's giving me trouble. All right, so anyway, and you can see that's where your linkage rod comes through here. So, and I'm not sure which hole I want it to be on yet. And then kind of once you put it on there, it's going to be hard to, probably the outer hole probably is fine, but, and then there's this nice, see, I like this nice little kind of nipple thing here that fits right into that darn hole. It lines this up nice. It's a very good fit back here. It really fits together pretty well. But the thing is this axle, this push rod goes through that, and it's actually too long. If you look down here, there's your elevator servo, actually this one right here. And it looks like that's centered nicely or 90 degrees to the case. And this one goes all the way back into the foam here. So I think I got to cut a couple millimeters off of this. So I'll probably Dremel that off here right now, actually, and get that to where it needs to be. But what I noticed that I really wanted to point out to everybody really is that there's a lot of play in this thing. They tried to glue this down, I think. I think they tried to glue it, in fact, right against that sidewall. See that little dab of hot glue in the corner? My light turned off again. Let's see, what is with this light? Showing 100%. There we go. Oh, maybe it's not. All right, well, anyway, I think we can see it. There's a little dab of hot glue in there, and this was supposed to go in that channel, I think, which it popped off. Well, this is kind of bobbling around in here. It doesn't really, it's not attached to anything. So when we try to move our elevator, that rod is going to be kind of moving all around. You can see it's not even attached here. So, and you can see on this end of it that they tried the same thing. See, they tried to put right in there a little dab of hot glue, and it came off. You can see in there. See how it's supposed to be in there? But that curves the rod too. So that kind of bends the rod. It's like, well, why bend the rod if you don't have to? But yeah, you got to secure it to something. And then on top of all that, there is another bulkhead. I don't know if I can even show you the bulkhead. There's another bulkhead in there. It's kind of hard to see. And what I did is I cut a hole. This is a hole that I made down in here. Actually, I can show it to you because there it is. Way down in there, if you guys can see in there, see if I can get the damn light on. There it is. You can see the rod moving around there. So it's not attached to there either. So you've got this rod that's going all the way through, like from back here all the way to where the servo is, right in there, and it's wobbling around. So every time you move your elevator, you're going to have this kind of snaking thing. So what we got to do is we got to glue it to this. We got to glue it to that middle one, and we really should glue it, and really glue it to this one too. The middle one's harder to get to, but that's why I put this hole there. So what I am going to do, and I don't think I can do it, it's kind of hard to do it on camera, but I guess I could. I'm going to take some glue. Let me grab a screwdriver. I'm going to take some glue on the end of this thing. I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to dab it down there to get that sheathing for the push rod, because there's a plastic sheathing around it, and it's probably going to be about here. I'm going to have it glued to this. I'm going to put some contact cement right on here to glue this down, and I'm going to put some contact cement to glue it down there. And then I made a little piece of something here, and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. I actually made this. Actually, you know what? We're going to glue it. What the hell? I'll show you guys how to get this on there. Let me take this piece I made. I did this in advance. Okay, so I'm not a wizard, but I kind of came up with this. I am going to glue this down. Let me see if I can get in there. What I'm trying to show you. I made this little piece here that is just a piece of balsa wood, and I am going to glue it in here like such. Okay, so that's going to keep that rod and that sheathing from moving at all. And it's going to keep the rod straight. That's the big deal. Is I want to keep the rod straight. I don't want to bend it over to the side. You can. It's not going to hurt anything. If you guys find this, or yours is glued to the side, just leave it. It's fine. But since mine is in the middle, I figured, what the hell, rather than twist the rod any. And plus, it's 90 degrees to the servo case right there. So if I bend this and put it to the wall, you're basically just flexing the wire to the edge. So you can do that, but this is just me getting a little fancy with an additional piece of something to kind of keep this glued in place. So I need to make sure the sheathing is in the right place. So the sheathing probably needs to come a little farther forward. I'm pushing it here from the back. I'm taking it from the back here, pushing it forward a little bit. In fact, I can just grab it and move it. I'll move it up to like right there, because that's about as far as that thing's going to move. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue. In fact, let me put this down so we all can kind of see what I'm doing. Let me get the camera straightened out. And then let me get that block of wood that I just lost in there.
System idle.
Yeah, system's idle. It's okay. Let me turn that off. Let me grab my hobby knife. Let me turn that thing off. Here we go. Let me grab that block of wood that I just lost in there. Okay, and I'm going to put some glue on this thing. So I'm going to take a little bit of foam tack. I'm going to put that on here. See if I can get this little focus on this. Not a whole bunch, don't need a lot, but just enough to keep this in place. I'm going to put a little on here because I want some on the sheathing. And then I think probably right maybe up here. Taking my best guess here after looking at what's down there. So I'll put some, sorry guys, couldn't see that. But yeah, see where I got that glue roughly? It's not perfect. It's not rocket science. You don't need anything structurally, super strong, that's going to keep this in place. But I'm going to use my knife here at a little bit of an angle. Let's see if I can make this happen. We're going to go down in here. I think we can all see that mostly. And I am going to put this right about in there. So you position it with a tool or something. If you can get your hand in there, great. But I'm trying to angle this so we can see that. Yeah, there we go. So that should stay in place there. And if I need to, I can use my screwdriver to get some more glue in there to keep that lined up. It's not perfect, guys. I could have cut maybe a more perfect piece to put in there. But here, let me get a little glue in there in such a way. And I'm trying to do this so you can see it, but it's hard to do this exactly. So, all right, well, anyway, you can see down in there. Here, I'll zoom in. You guys can see that piece of wood all the way down in there. And that's going to keep that thing centered. And if I had to take it off, I could. This isn't like carved in stone or anything. So, but now that thing's nice and straight. My sheathing goes to about right here. So this servo can move plenty, and it'll move that sheathing. But now the sheathing's going to stay still. And I don't know if I can even budge this at this point. I probably still can. Let me see if I can get in there at an angle where y'all can see that. Because usually you unstick this. See what I'm doing? You unstick this a couple of times, like we talked about. Let me see if I can get that. Yeah. So what I can do is get that to tack up a bit. See, I got all those strings. Everything's on there. I'll let it tack up a bit. This moved, the sheathing moved a little bit. So let me slide that down just a little more. I want to make sure there's plenty on this end, which there should be. we should be okay on this side. You can see it just sticking out. Let me go a little farther back here, actually. So we got a little more. I just wanted to make sure there's enough sheathing in the back. You see that right there? It's sticking out just a little bit. And that way your push rod's going to be in the middle, and it should come all the way out there. So that'll be good. If I find some flexing back here, I could even stick something back here to support that as well. So it just depends on what kind of flexing we get. But if we glue that elevator on, if we glue the elevator on first back here on the tail, we're screwed, and we're never going to be able to get back in there. So we need to kind of lock that all down now before we glue this all kind of into place here. So let's get this. I think that's probably tacked up about enough here. Let me put this in place. Yeah, see, now it's tacky. Yeah, now it does not want to like let go of what I'm doing here. So push that back into place. We got that in position. Let's see, that's in there. Look at that. See how nice that worked out? So now we have a little block of wood that's keeping that sheathing from moving. You're going to get zero flex out of this, and you'll have some really positive elevator control out of this plane. Better than it would have been if that rod is moving around. And I think a lot of guys might put this together. You know, your rod's moving around, the plane's jumping around, and you're not sure what it is. You think it might be, oh, maybe it's the CG, or maybe it's too much elevator control. But no, it's your rod in there flexing back and forth while you're trying to control your elevator. So that's kind of what goes down a lot of times with these things. That's why you got to really inspect. I know a lot of people say, well, you don't build a foam plane. It's like, well, yeah, but sometimes you got to really get in there and figure out what's going on with this. So it's going to be really hard for me to show you this down here, but what I'm going to do is put a little glue on that. It's really hard to see that down here, though. What I'll do is I'll take some glue. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some foam tack. I'm going to glob that on here. This is how we're going to get this all on there. This is not perfect by any means, but we got to get some glue, something on that push rod to hold it on that bulkhead down in there. So by putting this down in here, and I'm going to kind of do this, it's going to be hard for me to show you, but I'm going to get it down so it's on that push rod, and it's bonding that to that bulkhead that's down there. And then this one here, I think we're okay, to glue this where just where it is. So a little bit of glue down here. Again, they used hot glue, and I'm just going to blob some of this on there. Again, this is not perfection at all means. I could make one of these, you know, out of balsa wood like we did with the front one, but I don't think I really need to with this, but that'll give you an idea what that looks like. And that's just to keep it from moving around. And then if I need to, I can actually glue it here as well, which actually I might do now that I'm looking at it. So what I can do is put a little bit of glue down here. Again, this is not perfect, and you can use even CA if you wanted to, but again, I find that this stuff stays rubbery very well. That's why I use foam tack on pretty much everything. Let me get, oh shoot, I'm dropping stuff. Here, let me back out here a little bit. I wish my darn light was working. Well, it's working now, so let's see. So we got, I got some glue on there. That's all right, not a big deal. So we have this thing glued down. You can see we got that one glued to that bulkhead roughly, and it's all gonna glue. It's all gonna get, it's all gonna dry up there. And then I've got the one down here, which, you know, I might be able to take my phone. Let's try this. Let me take my phone light here. See if I can get this lit up. All right. See if I can shine a light down in there. Oh, yeah, I think oh, look at that. See the rod down in there? It's hard to see, but I've got the sheathing right there glued way down in there to that bulkhead. It's very hard to see on camera, but I think I pretty much, actually, let me try to shine the light in a different place. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, I'm trying to show it to you guys, but all right, well, I think that's the best shot I got. It's hard to say, but again, you can take a hobby knife right down here. Actually, you can see it down there perfectly. Take a hobby knife, cut this little squared in there. This hole right here up was my first kind of screw up. As I put the hole through there, I realized that was in front of the bulkhead. The bulkhead's like right here, like on this line here. So, but again, you can see down in there, I got it secured. I got basically that push rod now it's secured. Let me back up. It's secured right here. It's secured right here. It's secured on this bulkhead. And it's secured on this bulkhead. Now that rod is going to stay perfectly straight running through there. And every movement of that servo back and forth is going to be positive control to that elevator without that rod, you know, snaking and bending through there. So if you guys build this plane, you know, keep an eye on that. Yours might be glued fine from the factory, but check all those points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and just make sure those are all glued in place. So for now, what I got to do, because this push rod for me is a little bit too long, I'm going to actually cut it off. And I actually have a Dremel tool. I only need to cut just a hair off of it, a couple millimeters. And that's kind of why I looked at this thing ahead of time out of the box, because I knew right away that this thing was just too long. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of it. I don't want to cut too much off. There we go. There we go. That should be okay. I might need to cut even more later. In fact, you know what? I might really need to cut a lot more, because what's going on here is, like I said, this baby right here, okay, is 90 degrees to the case. That's your elevator rod. And this is all the way against, okay, the back of that darn thing. So, you know what? I do need to cut a little more, because the elevator, let me grab the elevator. Here, our elevator is going to be, let's see what we got here. How's that going to go on there? Yeah, you see where the elevator is? Take a look at that. You can see in there where that is. So I'm going to cut a couple other millimeters off of there. Not much, because it's still hitting the back. It's still hitting the back of this darn thing. So they just made it a little long, which is okay. When companies make stuff like this a little longer, that's okay, because we can cut it. It's when they make it short that we kind of get screwed, because most of the time, most of us can't find a longer rod. You know, it's just a pain. So not a big deal. All right, there we go. That's it for now. I can probably cut more later. Like I said, I'm not going to totally glue the entire elevator on right now. We're going to put it all in place, so we've got the model pretty much finished. But let me grab my screwdriver. They gave us the screwdriver. I'm going to try this one. They gave us a black screwdriver. Look at that. Set up for Batman there. So let's unscrew this, sort of most of the way. Yeah, that's good. These are pretty good easy connectors, actually. They're small, but they do get the job done with a lot of these DYNAM planes. So see if I can get this kind of locked in there. Let me get the got to get that push rod lined up with the easy connector. You got to set this easy connector so it's straight and going through there. Actually, they got very little play in this thing. This thing's very tight. Sometimes these easy connectors are super, super loose, but this one is like pretty tight. I might just put some lube in there or something later. But kind of a funky design the way they did this, but I mean, it does work. It does seem to work. Okay, so we'll get that in, and I think you all can see the gist of how that is. But you see, I needed to shorten it just a hair. That's all. And then I guess, well, actually, you can't even reach that with a screwdriver, can you? So let's do this. Let's, yeah, you know what? I don't know what else to do with that thing. Wow, that's weird the way that is, but that's okay. I mean, we're just going to have to, I don't know if you guys can see all that. Yeah, I'm just going to have to put the screwdriver. There's really no way to do this in another way, but I'm just going to have to dent the foam a little bit here to tighten this up. I don't know what else to do with that. That's okay. I'll put a notch in the foam here probably so I can adjust this later. I might even file a flat spot in there. But you see how it is. I don't want to glue this on yet until those inner the sheathing around there, which again you can see. Let me get this the other way. Until that sheathing is really secured in place down there. So anyway, but that's all on there. I mean, we're in good shape. It's together, and I'm just going to put this together the way it is, kind of dry fit it, the way we have it here. So you guys can get a gist of how this whole thing looks together. I'll glue those on later, and I'll glue this on later too. Really, all I'm going to do is put a foam tack on there and put this down just like we saw before. And then we're going to take this. Let me unscrew this. Yeah, let's get that going. And we're going to slide this on. Let's get this, actually, let's get it through the slot first. This is a very tight fitting
tail back here. It actually fits pretty nice, it looks like. And then, yeah, let me slide it all the way off. And then as we slide it on, we can get this connector on. There we go. That's good. And then we'll glue this on too. Like I said, I don't want to do it right now just because to finish the airplane, I really got to make sure those inside parts dry and that's all in place. And I really want to let that dry for 24 hours before I glue all this together. So for right now, I am going to tighten this up. And the tail's pretty much on there, just not glued. That's all. It's all just dry fitted, ready to go. And we'll mess with that. That looks pretty good. And then once we glue this down, once it's all dry, the whole tail is glued in place. Then I'm going to see, do I need to sand, like we talked about, between the two of these? This might fit better, it might not. So, but we won't know till we glue all this down. You see how it makes a little bit more space, so we may not need to do so much. So, but that is it. The tail is a very nice, tight-fitting part. It's all on there really nice. Everything looks good there. So, and it actually sticks together pretty good, the entire tail assembly. So I think what we can do is put the whole airplane together now. So let me see if I can just get the wing on. And that's going to be like the sort of the bulk of the construction of this thing. Let's see. Let me get this thing moved away. We'll go wide angle. I am wide angle, as wide as I can be. Let's see. And then we've got this. We've seen this before. Get that a little farther forward here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the elevator. I think you guys can see that I'm holding the wing. I'm going to plug my elevator into here. And let's see, a throttle, aileron, elevator. Yep, let's look at that. That's all in place. And then this is our rail antenna. It's either a radio or an ILS or something antenna, nav antenna. That actually plugs right into the front here. You can see how that goes in. Just a little foam tack. You can stick that right on. It's actually so tight, probably don't even need any glue. So, but I'll foam tack that later. But I'm just putting that on there for detail. Let's see, there's our receiver, and I'll lock all that down in here somewhere later. But let's get our down. All right, we're going to have to go to the big guns here. Hang on. Got some special tools I got to pull out for this stuff. Got to go back in time to get these things off. All right, let's see. I'm going to have to actually probably turn it the wrong way. Yep, but it still was on there pretty tight. So let's get that one off. All right, beauty. And then we will put our contra-rotating prop on there. Yeah, that fits nice. Okay, and then I don't think we have, I am not sure exactly how that's supposed to, that's probably the drive. I'm not sure how they intended for this to go, but yeah, that one's got to go back against the prop drive, I think, or well, that's kind of unusual. Oh, no. All right, let me grab that nut, put that on there. I'm not 100% sure which way this was intended to go, but you don't want to lose these reverse nuts. If you lose these, you're hosed, probably. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, you know what? I don't even know if we need to put that on there. In fact, shoot, we probably don't need this at all, now that I'm looking at this. I have a feeling. It's weird because this spins the other way, this side. I don't think we need any of this. In fact, probably the smart way to do this is to put both nuts on here so we get kind of double the grip. There I am trying to turn it the wrong way again. That's why counter-rotating stuff is so weird. Okay, I think that's probably the best way to go with this. And then we can slide this on two nuts together. There we go. That's probably a smarter way to do it. And then I don't think we need one up front because you can't get it on anyway. So we'll just go with I think that's how they intended for this to go. But I really don't know. Let me look at the box. Not that the box is going to really help me much, but something tells me that's probably how it was intended to go. Again, just kind of ad-libbing it here, folks. So let's see. Let's get this on here. Yeah, it goes this way. So now you got two nuts in the back with that hex drive holding that on. I'm pretty sure that's how that was kind of meant to be, I think. So let me get to the questions here, see if everybody's on board. Just like the McRib, he's gone, lost again. Thought it was your Wi-Fi. You back yet? Oh yeah, Wrecker Royce just said, 2 nuts go in the rear. Yeah, I just figured that out. Yeah, I didn't see your message till just now. We still got good streaming going. Make sure you guys are still there. Let me put thanks. Thanks, Roy. There we go. And yeah, the 2 go on the back. Yeah, it took me a little to figure that out. If only I had looked at Wreckham Roy's message before I started jacking with that, I would have figured that out. I would have gotten that done quicker. So, oh, and then this one, oh, this is different. This one, they've given me 2 lock nuts. Well, that's nice. All right, well, I wonder if that's what they intended to do, but somebody just put the wrong one on there. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. I'm thinking that might be what happened. I wonder if this lock nut was meant to go on there instead. Let's see, because these are actually lock nuts, these 2. The other one were just regular nuts, but I got 2 of them there. So I don't think I can get away with 2 of these. So I'm probably just going to leave 1 lock nut on this side because it's about double thickness here. So, but I don't know why all these washers and nuts are here. Put these things back. All right, let's see. I'm dropping stuff. All right, let me get this. Hang on a sec. Got to put the the top back on my glue there. Let's see. Let's go with that. Get the next prop on. There's a lock nut on that one that's nice and thick. Holy crap. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That's way better there. All right, let's put this on here. There it is. Good to go. Good to go. Oh, we are in. We're in like Flynn. Fantastic. We are in place. Excellent. Look at that. Perfect. All right. And I think that's about it, folks. Let's power it up. Let's go. Light it up. All right, let's see. Did I lose contact with everybody or what? Let's see. Let me check my stream here. Rich, you pumped for next weekend? Yeah. Hey, Wesley, if you can hear me, hey, text me really quick. Text me the banner. Hang on a sec. Let me switch views here. Or better yet, email it to me. Here, let me go back to get rid of this. Wreckham Roy, sweet job on the build. Yeah, thanks for the comment. But actually, I figured that out right before I looked at the messages. So, but hey, Wesley, if you're available, either text me or send me via phone the flyer, and I'm going to put it up here so everybody can see it. I meant to do that, but I kind of forgot. So send it to me right now if you can. I'll get it on my phone. I'll put it up here as an image, and I'll post it so everybody can kind of check it out. So I want to put it up here so everybody sees it. 1 jam nut and 1 lock nut per side. Yeah, but the jam nut doesn't go, I don't think it goes far enough in there. So you think the lock nut goes in the back? I'm thinking that's what it does. Actually, maybe let me try that. Let me mess with that. David Grindle's here. Got 53 guys watching. Appreciate it, guys. Let me zoom back. Here, let me go back to the build cam again real quick. Let me transition that back over. Wesley, send me that and I'll put it up here. Let's go, and then I'll post that around. All right, back to the building here, guys. Let me take one more look at that. Let's see, this one's sticking way out. Yeah, this one doesn't even. Yeah, this one sticks. I don't think you can put 2 on each side. It doesn't really stick out that well. So, but anyway, I want to power this up. Radio's on. Let's get this going. Let's get this party started. Let's glue this thing in. Where is my battery? Battery Aziz. All right, where's the darn battery I just had? Well, that's gone too. Lost my battery. Where's my battery? Oh, here it is. I put my phone on it. All right, here we go. Let's fire this up. I'll secure this. I'll secure the whatchamacallit later. The receiver later. But let's plug this in right now. Get this all up and going. Just for now. And we'll set the CG on this thing later. And let's see if we've got some throttle control here. Yep, they're spinning nicely now.
and they're spinning in the proper direction. This one seems to have a little wobble. Very nice. All right, very cool. I don't want to blow the tail off it. Let me put the safety back on here. And let's see. Yeah, it looks nice. Let's test all the controls. Let me back off on everything here. Let me get a little more kind of view of everything so you guys can see the flight controls. And let's see, we got right aileron, left aileron. Let's up elevator, down elevator, left and right. No, those are backwards. So let's go into our setup. Let's go servo travel, or reverse, I should say. Reverse the rudder. Back out. And let's see, we got, did I just, no, I had it the right way, I think. Servo. Let's go in there, reverse. Rudder. That was correct. All right, rudder, left, right, up, down. Everything's working, right, left, and then we got throttle. That's it, baby. We got it all working, so everything looks real nice. Again, I'll glue that tail on there later, and I'll get my safety on, and I'll secure the receiver probably a little later on as well, because that just, I'm going to mess with that later and kind of figure where's a good place for that. But that is it, folks. That's pretty much it for the assembly. Really, all we got to do now is just, get the stickers on. I'm going to really quick, I'm going to run through for everybody with the radio safety on, since this is all plugged in here. Let's see. I think we got most everything on there. I don't see anything else we really forgot. It looks like we got everything on there. About the only thing is that lower panel. And I'm going to get that on later because I want to mess with putting the speed controllers, maybe lining them up a little bit better. You guys can see the underside here, but the landing gear looks nice and tough. The speed controllers, I got to push them kind of way up there and get them secured. But they're mostly in place. Let's see if I can get those up there. Get these lined up a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. And then I'll probably use a little foam tack to secure the wires down in there. But just to get a general idea what this will all look like, we're going to put this thing, because I think I need to carve. Let me see if I can get this thing a little bit more. I think I need to carve a little more or find room or carve up front here where these speed controller wires go, because the speed controllers seem almost too long to kind of fit in here. So we'll get this back in here, pull it through, then get this side here. And then this is going to just fold or just kind of lock down in position here. Let's a little bit better. There's almost like there's something. It's like they need to go farther forward, or just need to slide forward a little more, is what it is. Or I need to trim away here. So I'll figure that out later. I'll get this all secured down in, and we'll probably do a pre-flight video. But that's it. That's going to go on there, and that's the only other thing aside from this one right here that just kind of pops into place. It goes down in there. Again, I'll mess with this a little bit later to get it to fit a little nicer. But that's it for the airplane, guys. I think it's time for the reveal, and maybe we'll do a few stickers too here. Let's see. That tail wheel's working nice. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me go to the back here just a little bit. I'll pan a little bit. You can see that tail wheel working along with the rudder. But yeah, very cool. Let me get this on the tabletop here. Let me put my stickers over here. And I will move the airplane. You ready? Here we go. I will move the plane. All right, let's go. I'm going to take the airplane over to the table, and we will take a look at this thing. That thing's pretty darn big. All right, here we go. Let's get to let me switch the camera back here. I'll get rid of the build cam. We'll transition. All right, I should be back. And there she is, guys, all set up, ready to go almost. Just got to get the stickers on now. I may throw a few of them on. Got to glue the tail on. Like I said, I'll probably do a pre-flight for everybody, like a pre-flight video where we show everybody kind of how all this stuff, those little kind of ambiguous things, and how they all kind of go. But nice model. I mean, this is cool. Nice big size. I mean, it's huge. Look at the size of it. It's real big. But what do y'all think?
Nice, huh? Pretty cool. It went together a little better than I thought. I mean, I really thought it was actually going to be a struggle, but most things fit together, you know, pretty decently. Mostly you just got to make sure that that elevator rod is straight. And again, I'm going to glue all this down in there once I make sure that whole elevator rod's secure. Like I said, once you glue that tail on, it's going to be kind of hard to get in there. So you want to make sure that's good. Let's see what we got. A couple comments here. Let me find my phone. Let's see. Nice look scale. Check your phone, bro. Oh, Mary Boozer just sent me something. Hang on, guys. Let me see. I lost the darn thing there. All right. Wesley sent me some stuff. All right. Let's see. Let me do this. Let me see if I can forward or share it to my email, Gmail. Let me send it to myself. Yeah, there it is. And I will, let's see, Mary Boozer, Mary B. All right, let me send that. And then I'm going to throw this up for you guys because we're going to be at this event next week. And I kept forgetting to throw this darn thing up here. So let me find it here. Let me just transfer it really quick over to my my pictures so I can throw this up there for everybody. Let me get to the inbox. Let's see if we can get that. There it is. Mary Boozer. Let's see where he's at. All right, let's download that, which Mary Boozer just sent me. Let me show it in the folder. Let me copy it. I'm going to throw this up so everybody can see. Let's cut that. Let's put that there. Let's paste it. Yay. All right, let's see. And then I'll throw it up here on the screen for everybody. Let me add real quick an image. Let's put MB for Mary Boozer. Let's see. And then we'll go. I'm going to throw it up here, guys. Give me a second. I want to show this for a bit here. There we go. Toys for Tots. And holy crap, that thing showed up huge. Let me transfer it over so you guys can see it here. Because we're going to be here, and I'll probably try to be here with the with this thing. So if you guys want to see this, let me just transition over here. There it is. Wesley just sent me that. All right, guys, we're going to be there. You see how Wesley put my name all the way in the lower right-hand corner, right where your thumb goes when you're holding the flyer. So I'll be there in the lower right-hand corner. Motion RC will be there. I guess, is that Dave, the Air Marshal? Is going to be there, I think. Is that right? RC Air Marshal is going to be there. FTE, which is, I guess, Frank Tiana Enterprises. Frank's going to be there, I guess. And then Mary Boozer's presenting a Toys for Tots thing. So we'll be there next weekend, guys. It's like a three-day long thing. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll probably go a little early, maybe set up a tent or something too. So, but yeah, man, you know, come to the event. We'll be there. Let me just shrink it here for a second because we'll talk about the plane a little bit. I'll leave this here. Sort of. Let's put it down there in the corner. Or no, let's put it up there. Transition that over. All right, everybody gets that okay? So Mary Boozer's up there. Come see the event. We'll be there. We'll all be there flying together. Wesley and I are going to do our best to be there without breaking stuff. So we'll see what we can do. So, but here, let me put this up there so I can see what's happening. Okay, guys, let's see. Yeah, my boy's on Halo again. Is it frozen or something? Yeah, I got like every kid in the house playing with their tablet or something. But nice job. Pretty sweet in my book. Super. What goodies are you bringing to the giveaway for the giveaway? I think I'm probably gonna bring hats and shirts. I asked if I could get something there from Horizon, but I hadn't heard anything from the Horizon dude. So let me see if they're around. So, but I'll try to bring something. Let me see what I can bring. Let's see. Mary Boozer says, Rich, I got my gripping today. Got to get you on the sticks next weekend. Oh, you got a gripping? Cool. All right, cool. DYNAM planes are fun to work, plenty of power and fly well. Yeah, fly well. And out of Brisbane, George Rad out of Brisbane. So we got lots of people, guys, from all over kind of watching today. So the next part of this thing really for me is just getting the rest of that stuff tweaked up and then getting some stickers on here. And the stickers are nice. This is kind of what they all look like. And let me see if I can get my screen up here. These actually are pretty sharp the way they have these on here. I don't really like to do too much painting and stuff, you know, with a lot of my airplanes, but I will do a little sometimes. But I like the way that these stickers are pretty kind of simple to put on, and they're already kind of cut out. So, for example, these front window stickers, let me see if I can, I've got, where did I put my glasses at? There's one pair there, one pair there. Here, here's one pair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a couple of these stickers on because they're pretty cool the way they go on. Let's see here. I'm going to pull one off of here, and I'll put a few in place. The DYNAM stickers are actually pretty darn nice how they go in place. So, and you can see you can literally, and I usually use this, I will usually use just a hobby knife and just line it up and put those on. So there's a window sticker on there, and let me get another one on there. Let's see, I could probably spend forever doing this, getting the correct ones on, but I like to go stock with these so you guys see what these planes look like when they are stock. So get the last one on here so you all can see that. And let's see, let's get this. This thing will really come to life as soon as we put the invasion stripes on. So let's see, I'm going to put this one right here. And that's what you use your hobby knife for. It's really nice to line your stickers up. But there's some windows. And then I'd like to see, I'm going to reference the picture there of the Skytrain and see if I can get these on there. In fact, I'd love to get at least one invasion stripe on there to see what it looks like, because that's going to make the whole thing like pop out, There is supposed to be a sticker kind of guide, but there is not one for this plane. There's one for the Skybus, the white version. So let's see what I probably will do. This shows 15, 33, 34, and I don't see, they don't give you a diagram here. It'd be nice if they gave you like kind of which one goes where kind of thing. But yeah, they don't. There's nothing on here. Oh my God, I'm surprised. The instructions don't tell me what to do. Yeah, all right, yeah. That's about right. But let's see if I can grab some scissors here. Where'd I put my scissors at? Let me grab one pair here. Hang on a second. I left them down here when I was working on the plane. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to cut out, and I don't know which one of these is going to go where. This is kind of tough. They're numbered, but there's not a diagram to tell me which one to put where. They're numbered 15, 16, 33, and 34. It'd be nice if there was a darn guide for it, but these are cool. They're, I'll show you what these look like. They're pre-cut. They're like laser cut or die cut or something. So all you have to do really is just kind of know which one goes where, and we don't have a diagram for it. So, all right, let's see. So we're going to have one of these. God, I wish they gave me a darn diagram. Let's see. Then one of these is going to go kind of like this, I guess, is what we're going to see, right? So we'll have those. And then one of these will go here. I just don't know which one goes where. I'm trying to see if there was a little kind of instruction guide or something. Here, I dropped one over here. Now, that's a speed controller instructions. So, but anyway, that's kind of how that's all going to go down. These stickers will go on there nice. There's a big, these yellow ones on here. System idle. Nope, there we go. But that's it, guys. I'll just show them to you, I guess. I would love to put them on. I just don't know which one of these go on where. These are big stickers, so when you go to put these on right here, you want to make sure you got the right one in the right place. So I'll probably contact Jing at BITGO and see if he's got like a little diagram, or if they have a, just a chart, because they've got, this is what they give you. They give you this for the Skybus stickers, but they don't give you the diagram for the military version. So I'll tell you what I can do is I can probably go, let me see, oh, Horizon already sent planes. Good, that's good to know. Yeah, I had asked him about it, but I think because, Wes, I think since they were sending them to you this time, because I did them for the last event that I went to, they're probably just sending them to you is probably what it is. So, and that's cool. Lower corner of the instructions show it. Yeah, mine doesn't though. Mine's for the Skybus. Mine doesn't have the instructions for this one. So I might go to BITGO Hobby. Here, let me go to BITGO real quick. Let me see. Let me put in C-47. And let's see if maybe they have a, there it is. Let's see if I can find, I mean, the airplane's here, but let me see if they've got a PDF or something. They might actually have, because I really would love to put some of these stickers on right now. Here, there's a manual thing here. Give me a second here. Let's see if there's a manual. Let's see, product manual. Yeah, I found the manual, but I don't think, well, let's see what it shows. It's probably the same thing. Yeah, let's see. Yep, it shows me where to put the Skybus stickers. Well, I'll figure it out. We'll mess with it later. So, and that's good for now. I mean, we got, like I said, I'll get the stickers on there. And then when we do, when we do the flight demo, you guys will see all this. But again, most importantly, everything's working. Everything went together well. My ailerons are all working well. Elevator's working. Everything went together mostly well. Tail works fine. Props are working good. Let's see, I can put those on. Yep, it's turning nice. So yeah, nice model, guys. It went together good. Can't complain about it. It seems to work well. So anyway, let's see what we got here. Answer a couple questions for everybody. Couple things just to note too that I am going to throw up here again. Where the heck did that thing go? I did make a video, guys, just recently. Just put it out yesterday with all the Top Gun pictures that I was supposed to show you in the last live stream there. So if you guys want to check it out, let me transition it over. If you guys want to check it out, I just launched it on my channel today. So all the slides, all the pictures, all the stuff I was going to show you guys last time around, I put them in video form instead. So I've got lots of pictures in the beginning. And then in the middle, I got a walkthrough where I walk through, in HD to show everybody. So all the airplanes that were there, because we had a TFR, temporary flight restriction, going on at Top Gun. And so they closed the field down for a while. I used that as an opportunity to just film all the airplanes that were there. So check that out. And then at the end of the video, I got more pictures, which actually shows you all the trophies, the awards, and some of the stuff that that everybody won. And there was Mr. Top Gun, the guy that won with the U-2 spy plane at the end. So anyway, check out the video. This is the thumbnail for it. So that's what it looks like on my channel. And again, I just posted it. So, please check that out. And then, again, more importantly here, also, let me get rid of that. But, we are going to be at, the Mary Boozer fly-in next week. So, be sure to come on out, check it out. I made it nice and big so you all can see here. But yeah, come to the event. It's going to be awesome, man. We're going to be flying the heck out of everything. So, but anyway, and that is about it, guys. Any questions you guys have about anything? I see Wreckham Roy's there. Let's see, Jeff in Lower Alabama, Flying Fortress, Ian Brown. When's the subscriber giveaway happening? That's from Ian Bowen. Pretty soon. We're just kind of organizing it. Actually, turned out we got to 20,000 faster than I thought. We had like tripled our subscriber pickup over the last few months, and it went crazy. So we hit 20 way before. We're revamping our website because we're going to do it through the RCINFORMER.com website once we get it revamped. We'll do it here pretty soon, as we can. We already have a plane from Horizon, pretty much, that we're going to give away to everybody. I'm going to give away a plane, a custom plane that you can't get, and I'll show you that here probably next couple lives we do. And then we got a plane from FMS, and we've got afterburner. Gooniac's going to set us up some afterburners and stuff. So, but we'll have that. We'll announce it. Everybody will know about it. But it's going to go through my website is what it's going to be. We're going to have it set up on my website so you guys can go register to win, and the computer will pick it out, because we're not going to have a bowl here where you put your hand in, because I don't think I'll get 20,000 people, wanting to be in on it, but we could, and I don't want to have 20,000 pieces of paper and picking names and stuff. So we're just going to have the computer pick the name. So, and we'll do it on the website, and we'll tell you when to go, when to go, how to get there. And that way you guys can see the new website. The old one's up there right now. We're getting ready to change it. So, we'll have all that stuff, on there. So,
But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Reckham Roy says the box is your reference for the stickers. Yeah, no, I know. But here's the thing. The stickers, they're all numbered. Here, like this one is 15 right here. This one's 16. This one's 34. And so it would be nice to know which ones go where, because that's a big sticker. Like once you put it down, like you're committed to it. So it'd be nice to know where they intended it to go. But this is sweet, guys. Check this out. You guys can get this at BITGO Hobby. It's a very nice model. It's fixed gear, 4-channel, twin engine, C-47. Pretty darn cool. So yeah, very, very nice overall. Love the paint job underneath. It's two-tone, 2 props. Just yeah, pretty cool model. Like I said, we will probably have it flying next weekend. In fact, we'll probably do the maiden flight of it there. I don't think Steve and I'll head out earlier to do it, but very cool model, very neat. Very little difficulty, as you guys can see from the the video that we just did. It went together, pretty darn nice. It just it built real nice. The landing gear looks pretty tough, and once I get that lower plate on there, we'll test it out for sure. But shoot, guys, everything works. It's really nice big airplane. Again, 1500mm. See the invasion stripes, how well they stick out. I mean, when we get the others on there, it's going to look cool. I mean, it's really going to stand out well. So I was a little hesitant doing a DYNAM plane on this channel as a building live, because sometimes it's just too much gluing. But I got to tell you, it went together well. I was able to get through it, and it fit well. Everything went together nice. So can't complain, man. So we'll check it out. Stay tuned. We're going to have a flight demo video that's out, like I said, and we'll show you all that. Let's see. Jeff in Lower Alabama, right worry about the bot. Yeah, right worry about the bot. Yeah. Why not look at the plane on the bot? Yeah, I will. But again, I got to line them up and make sure they're right. I think it starts on this line. There's a line here. I think that was there for reference. So when you put the sticker on it, it's in the right place. So probably the bottoms go on first, then the top. So it wraps around the leading edge just a little bit. So, and it looks like it covers the aileron too. So you probably got to cut the aileron sticker a little. So again, I'll do that later on, and we'll see that in the flight demo. So let's see. Dave Grindell, thanks for watching. Yep, watch the walk around. Awesome. Reckham Roy also watched it too. Rich, that's a nice problem you have. Yeah. Let's see. Will you fly to the UK? Ian Bowen. Yeah, I fly there occasionally. I mean, I fly international, on the 767. So I'm there every once in a while. Lately, we're not going because of COVID and all that stuff. So, but don't worry. Our new president's go fix it all for us. So let's see. But we'll be there. If I'm there, I'll look you up or something. Let's see. Jeff in Lower Alabama, you have one shot unless you wet the surface first. Yes, when you're putting the decals on. Yeah, you got to get them lined up perfectly. And but I want to know which ones are which, because they might be a slightly different size. I'm not 100% sure because I hadn't looked at them that close. So yeah, it does look like they're a little bit different on the size. So maybe I'll send something to Jing at BITGO and say, hey, do you got a guide which one goes where? Maybe he'll forward me something, and if he does, I'll send it to you guys, or I'll make sure you guys get it in the next video. Again, I will probably do a pre-flight video on this airplane, maybe middle of the week or something, before we go out and fly, because I'll set up all this stuff, make sure the little stuff is taken care of, and that way you guys will be able to see all that. I love a plane that has invasion stripes. Yep, it looks really good. This might be my first DYNAM. Wait to see you fly it first. That's Dave Grindell. Yeah. Keep in mind they're a little rough. But yeah, it went together well. Everybody's telling me this plane flies great, so we'll kind of see. Oh yeah, Mary Boozer says he got his V1200 this week, so he's feels his dangerous formation watch in our future. Yeah, let's see. I'm positive my instructions showed a diagram for C-47 because I know I use them unless I'm. You know what? I wonder if I wonder if there were 2 instruction manuals somewhere. Let me stand by a sec. Let me walk over here. No, I don't see anything else in the box. Maybe they gave me a second one or something. I'll make some noise. Sound like I'm doing something over here. No, man, that is all I got. So, but yeah, I wish it just would tell me which number goes where, because I think the the invasion stripes are slightly different size from top to bottom. So, and that might make a difference putting them on. So me and Wesley will be flying V1200s in formation this weekend. So. Something cool could happen there, so you might want to come watch us fly those together. Some good pictures on the DYNAM website showing the decals. Yeah, and I'll probably look there too. But again, they're numbered. So the picture's not going to tell me does 15 or 16 or 34 or what is this one? 15, 16. I think it's 34 and 35. Did I lose one already? Where they actually go. So, but yeah, I'll see if I can get that. Like I said, I'll talk to BITGO about it and see if they can get me a diagram, and if they can, which ones go where. Which those are the evasion stripes, the only ones I'm concerned with. I'll put them in the pre-flight video, so stay tuned because we'll do a pre-flight on this where I have everything set up, the receiver's where it's supposed to be, everything's trimmed and tuned where I want it. The CG I think is where. So I'll do another video of that here shortly. So we'll get that out next. Mary Boozer says at least you could win a trophy if we put the V1200s together. Yeah, yeah, right. Actually, we should. Well, but you can't win the trophy too, though. So you're not supposed to be winning your own trophy. So can't wreck your own plane to win a trophy. So yeah, hey, it's on the floor. Yeah, that's what I was looking. I thought there was. Well, again, this is the only one I got. There weren't two of these. So, oh well. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to sign off. It's 5:23 now. We've been going a little while since 2 o'clock. So, but I think we got a lot done with this. Super, super nice airplane. You can see just putting a little bit of detail on there, like a couple of stickers, really kind of make things kind of pop out. It's pretty cool. Very nice decals, or very nice stickers, I should say, with DYNAM planes. I like the way that they all go on there. So, but anyway, guys, I think that's about it. I think we're gonna let everybody go. Rich, check out my YouTube channel, Flying Fortress RC, for a video of how I got air to the ESC, and it's scale looking, so I'm not sure. So Dave Grindell says, great video, nice job. Lorene, great show again. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, I was a little hesitant doing it with, especially with a, with a DYNAM model because of the gluing you need, and sometimes things you got to kind of ad lib and change a little bit, but I tell you, it went together pretty nicely. If anybody wants to see how to put this together, just watch the channel, and this will kind of this will get everybody through it. Just kind of refer people over to this video, and then people will see kind of how this goes together. So, but I got to admit, it went together nicely. Very cool model. Just got to get that lower plate on there, and real impressive. Just pretty nice model. It looks sharp, doesn't it? That's a great angle coming right at you. Just racing right at the screen. So yeah, very cool, very cool. So, all right, guys, that is about it. Please be sure to check out RCINFORMER. Again, guys, we do appreciate you guys using our links. That's what really supports our channel. Excuse me. That's what supports our channel the most. So if you guys want to get an airplane, if you use our links below at no cost to you guys, that supports our channel. So check these out at BITGO Hobby. Jingli there will set you up. Just check out all the planes there. Also, Instagram, we are putting up Instagram stuff every single day, so check us out there. Twitter a little bit, but we're on there a little bit, but mostly Instagram. And we do have merchandise down below, so we put shirts up there. And again, I gotta start making more of those so everybody can see those. So, but you guys can also help us out. Just watch our videos, share them with everybody. If you know somebody that doesn't know about our channel, we'll let them know about it. That really supports us big time. Subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and that'll let you know when we post new things. Me and Wesley will probably, be live at the event a couple of times and so forth. Amy's over there looking at me going, we got to go to dinner. So I got to go get cleaned up because we're going to go out to dinner. I'm taking Amy out to dinner, so we'll see. Anyway, hopefully my sinuses will be better and stuff. They've just been driving me nuts. So, just having some big time sinus issues. So, but anyway, all right, guys, hopefully we'll see you guys next weekend. And like I said, I'll probably have a pre-flight video on this in a few days. We'll do a live. I'll just kind of jump on and go, or I'll try to announce it if I can. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We will be signing off. Thank you all for coming. What did we have here? We got 49 people. Still got 50 guys here. I think we peaked out at about 70 or 80, so I appreciate that, guys. It's really awesome that y'all came to watch, and we'll do more. And that's it, guys. I will let you go. Thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, guys, we'll see you next time.